rock on. Yeah. Greetings and salutations to everyone today. Do you remember if you took the blue pill or the red pill this morning? Do you even remember waking up this morning? Was it in somebody else's reality that you woke up? Are you still dreaming right now? Is your reality that you're living in somebody else's reality that you're just playing a part in, or vice versa? Well, we're going to be talking about all of that today and more. And films that talk about the simulation theory, living in somebody else's reality, being in different multiverses, and all sorts of stuff that these films have talked about throughout the years. It's going to be a great show, and I want to welcome an incredible panel tonight. We have with us KJ Cowboy Dan. How you doing, brother?
Hey, howdy, hey, Theta. I'm doing pretty good. See, I am in a different universe. I started out, I woke up, went to bed last night. I was rich. I was famous. I was attractive. And I woke up this morning and I'm here. Poor, broke, and a head in a jar. I don't know what happened. I thought it was some decisions I made. Maybe the mafia came after my body, but I would like to think that I'm actually just living in an alternate universe.
Well, hopefully that is the answer to your query, and we will get into that. We also have with us Dutch Gradient again. Thank you so much for being here. I love having you on the panel. Thank you for joining the panel tonight. You're muted. There you are. Oh,
sorry about that. I'm not sure I actually am joining the panel tonight. I mean, am I even the same person I was when I went to sleep last night?
Exactly. I don't know.
I don't know.
Your ruby slippers? Did you take your red pill?
Oh no. I took the red pill and the blue pill together. I want to see what that does.
That might be your issue. Yeah. And then we also have Frank with us, MTG affiliate player, or maybe not player, but
just Gerald. It's good to be back here another week, guys. We've been doing this for so long. I know all you guys so well. There's really no need to introduce me. I mean, I've been here so often.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a pleasure to see you again, and as always, it's the Krusty the Clown Pog. That's a rarity. I bet that. Oh, and who is that? Like Luke Skywalker in the other one?
Oh, I have no idea. That picture was Catwoman. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Well, we are going to be talking about all of these films, like Truman Show and Tron, The Matrix, 13th Floor. We have a whole heap of films. Jacob's Ladder that we're going to get through tonight.
Harsh Realm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's literally an endless amount of these. Is your reality real type of films that we're going to get through, and the core theme that we're going to be talking about is the cinematic obsession with false realities. I mean, we've all, especially since The Matrix came out, I have really delved deep into reading philosophical works of Socrates, Plato, and Carl Jung, Freud. There's so many philosophers out there that deal in these psychological and philosophical thoughts. And when The Matrix came out, it really opened my mind, because at the time, I'll just say it, I didn't really have an open mind about things. I was one of those kids that, if you smoke cigarettes, I wasn't your friend. Like, I was very closed-minded. I was very, closed-minded, I guess is the right word. But, ever since The Matrix came out, I've just been obsessed with false realities, simulated worlds, alternate timelines, parallel universes, and all that stuff. So we're going to be talking about that, and everything is up for grabs tonight. We're going to have a great time talking about the what if everything is wrong? What if the reality that you're living in is somebody else's reality?
I think that a lot of people
1930s with the Wizard of Oz.
Theta, I think that a lot of people after the Matrix kind of got themselves into a little mind trip regarding the simulated reality stuff. So much, in fact, that if you Google, like, there are plenty of IRL Matrix theories that people have, and if you if you're a fan
I have my own. Yeah.
If you're a fan of a lot of these YouTube channels, particularly the Y files and whatnot, you'll see a lot of different theories that are covered about just the simulated universe itself, the Matrix and whatnot. So it's, are you living in a reality of your own?
Exactly.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to ask, is that Y as in the letter Y or WHY?
WHY.
WHY, I think.
But still a play on the X-Files, so I like it.
Yeah.
Well, but before we get into it, I do want to remind everybody that to keep the channel growing, it's you people out there that keep it going. So
what do you mean, you people?
You know what I mean by you people.
We know what you mean. Huh? I see how it is.
I mean all of the anomaly archaeologists out there, the lords and the nerdy nincompoops out there that dwell in this thought process and all these comics, films, comic books, cartoons, and toys and stuff like that. But I do want to remind everybody that it's everything here today. This channel, it's brought to you by viewers like you, like the PBS motto. It's viewers like you that keep this channel going, and if it wasn't for you, this channel would be shut down. And we're in kind of a pickle right now, so if you have any hope, or I mean, not hope, that's not the right word at all. Please
help
forget
me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Please forget I said that. If you have any love for the channel and want to help donate to keep the channel growing and keep the channel going, keep it alive, especially for my birthday next month. I'd like to be streaming next month on my birthday. There's tons of ways to do it down in the description below. Dutch bought one of the shirts that we had been talking about, the preserve the lore, preserve the physical media, preserve, collect, own physical media forever shirts and baby clothes,
picture of that
women's
shirt,
shirts, mugs, stickers, all sorts of stuff. There's tons of ways to support the channel.
Put up a picture.
Chats, super chats, and also the Teespring shirts, and this is the design that's on each of the shirts.
Look at that. Oop, don't look at that. Okay, now look at that.
This right here. It's an awesome shirt, and Teespring does they do amazing quality shirts. Sometimes the shipping does take a little longer than they tell you, but the quality is really good. You can ask Sean Carter. He's over on Doomcock's show on Wednesdays, and he's gotten one of my Theta of the Grid, the Tron shirts of my character holding up a identity disc. So there's lots of different
I wonder if Theta has a favorite color.
What's that?
I wonder if you have a favorite color.
No, I don't even know. I'm colorblind.
If anything, I would think his favorite color is probably red.
Well, I hear that Theta might play blue on Magic.
By the way, real quick.
Don't bring the. Yeah, I don't. That's not the. If anything, I would add black, but
the other night we were talking about whether purple and green were opposites. I can't believe it didn't occur to me till after the show. Purple and green are only opposites on Babylon 5 when the Drazi are getting into it.
Yeah, Bruce Boxleitner from Tron commented on and responded to one of my messages one time. I thought we were gonna do like a stream, like we were in talks of doing a stream together at one point, like an interview, but it never panned out. But But yeah, so if anybody wants to gift memberships or become a member of the channel, that would really help the channel grow and stay alive. But I want to say hi to Jamie. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. And we have Dutch as well, being on double duty in the panel and in chat. And we also seem to have KG Cowboy Dan doing the same. So thank you all for being here tonight, and we're going to have a great show. So let's start from the beginning. I mean, the original Frank L. Baum, A Wizard of Oz story. It was, I think 9 books that he wrote. The Wizard of Oz was, I think, the 4th one in the series. It was one of the later, like one of the middle ones. But it's about a reality that she goes to, and kind of escapes reality and stuff like that. So we're not going to go too much into it because I know everybody's seen and knows about The Wizard of Oz, and it's nothing. I mean, it's for its time, it's a good movie. But The Real Wizard of Oz, The Life and Times of Frank L. Baum. Yep,
Frank Baum.
My favorite is actually the Return to Oz with Fairuza Balk and the Wheelers. Even though they freaked me out, Mombi and the Gnome King and TikTok. That was a crazy ass movie. That I can't believe.
Yeah, TikTok is a pretty crazy place.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just as scary as Return to Oz kind of was when I was a kid too.
Yeah, exactly. As far as false realities and stuff, we could go into talking about a lot of different movies like the Truman Show or even the 13th Floor. That's another really popular film that has like a false reality, and Alice in Wonderland, of course. And
so regarding the Wizard of Oz, while we're here, before we wander off into the alternate universes of life. Now, one of the things that I did enjoy about the Wizard of Oz, other than being a kid, you kind of like see that when you go somewhere else, it was the Munchkins. You get out, you're always told
about your height with your head in the jar. So
I'm a little bit shorter, but we won't talk about that. So when you're a kid, you're always told, get out of the house, get out of my hair, go play in the street, right? And the Wizard of Oz is the is like the epitome of go play in the street storylines, if you think about it, right? Because she gets out of the house, she gets sucked up by a tornado, and then she has to go wander down this yellow brick road, and she's talking to strangers on the street. A storyline that you would have been told not to do when you nowadays. Well,
and then she kills somebody with her house and steals her shoes. That's kind of
then goes on to murder her sister.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, you think about it, though. You have this girl who has to. First of all, it is the hero's journey. That the epitome of all storylines. You have the hero's journey, and she has to move forward in order to find herself, find a way home, and realize that there was no place like home in the first place. She could have probably even made it home before the story even ended. You had the white witch, the good witch,
Glenda
the Good Witch. She could have sent this girl home on her merry way. Instead, she enlisted this child to do her dirty work and murder her sister.
And they explore that in the new movie Wicked, which I don't really like. I kind of like the original canon that Glenda was a a good witch, but they made her into the bad guy in the new, in Wicked.
Well, I haven't, other than the musical,
I never saw the movie, but I remember seeing the play with my dad when I was like 6. So
yeah,
I remember it from that.
but I did watch like the original 1950s Wizard of Oz and Disney's Return to Oz and a few of these other Wizard of Oz features that came out. And I always figured that, it was an awkward story about convincing somebody to do your dirty work.
Can I interrupt real quick to just talk about the art on the cover of this?
Yeah.
I love whoever painted this to have the lion's tail tucked between his legs.
Yeah,
that is such a I know, but I'm just saying that is such a subtle touch, and I love it.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's lots of little hints everywhere on the books that are very, very intriguing. The whole story is it was one of my grandma's favorite movies. Obviously, wasn't it the first color movie released in theater,
Oh,
yeah,
as far as I know,
yeah.
in Technicolor or something like that. But
I think yeah, it was a big deal, and they could have filmed the entire thing because they did the black and white sequences after, from what I understand, didn't they?
Yeah. That's what I remember anyway. It's been a while since
sepia.
A sepia. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the movie was very special. It really caught the imagination because at the time, they didn't have a lot. They didn't have any CGI, obviously, and the physical effects and stuff were very, very lame at the time. They couldn't really do, and I don't mean lame as in like I just mean lame as in the other meaning, like not as bold, but I mean it was a very special movie for the people that got to see it at that time. I think it really opened a bunch of people's imaginations to different worlds, different realities, different like just fantasy in general. And that's one thing that my channel, like I really like to promote on my channel is I always say, I'm a 42-year-old man with a 12-year-old. No, well, that sounds really bad.
Well, so with the Wizard of Oz, right? The Wizard of Oz spawned many iterations of different movies. Even they pretty much there's a lot of the Wizard of Oz in the Wolverine and Deadpool movie. There's the concept of the core multiversal metaphor pretty much relies on the existence of parallel variants of the same individuals, which you see with
and the reverse is even true for the Truman Show. Like it's like the Wizard of Oz and the Truman Show are kind of like the opposites of the same coin. You know what I mean?
Right. Let's not give away too much, I suppose, because
I think everybody's seen the Truman Show by now.
I know I'm joking, but but with Dorothy, Dorothy being herself moving from one universe to another, whether it be in her dream when she gets knocked out during the tornado, to seeing all these people that she knows who works on her aunt and uncle's farm in Kansas, from the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, she ends up seeing these variants of everybody, and you see this in multiple multiversal movies. Particularly, you see that in like a lot of the Marvel product. You see that in a lot of the DC product, and even
going into the I don't know if y'all have seen the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, the last movie that Heath Ledger was a part of. But they do that as well in that movie. It's a very dark movie, but it's very well done. And since Heath Ledger didn't get to finish it, Jude Law came in and Johnny Depp, and there was one more person that came in to finish the film as Heath Ledger's character, because there were dream sequences, so he became different people. He looked like different people. So it had that feel. Especially if you see the movie, it really was reminiscent of Wizard of Oz.
Thing is, Wizard of Oz doesn't
more directly. I think it's
what's that, Frank?
To discuss it more directly, I think Wizard of Oz had the same kind of cultural impact on viewers that Don Quixote had so long before it, in that it really captured the imagination for a lot of people.
Yeah.
When Don Quixote inspired this entire subgenre of fantasy novels at the time of loons going off on their own wacky adventures, the Wizard of Oz had, in the same way, inspired a lot of media going forward to kind of take this ordinary person from an ordinary place and thrust them into this fantastic adventure beyond the imagination, regardless of what made sense or what could be feasible. And that, I think, is its real cultural legacy, is that in almost every single film, every single novel, every single comic where a regular person gets thrust into a fantastic world, the Wizard of Oz is there.
Exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head, and I really am a believer that having these films that you can really put yourself in and take yourself back to being a child and back to having that outlandish imagination, that things are the supernatural, maybe it's out there, there's something more to life. I know that we have science now to show us the workings of things, but that we're always learning new things about science as well. So I like to keep an open imagination to I think it gives us hope. It gives us a reason to keep trying to better ourselves, because it kind of brings us back to being a child when everything was like Santa Claus, was real, Easter Bunny and magic, like you want, like magicians. Like that's why I became a magician. I loved being able to entertain people and make people think outside the box for just a split second, even if it was just for a split second, just to take somebody out of their reality and give them hope and let them, make them feel like they were that child again that had the imagination to do anything.
How in The Wizard of Oz, does she actually visit another reality, or is she just dreaming? Sequels and prequels aside, was it a dream or was it an actual alternate reality? And they leave that. L. Frank Baum leaves that completely open to your interpretation.
It does leave it open to your interpretation to a certain degree. But
I think it's more the director of the movie that leaves it open. I think Frank L. Baum is pretty concrete that it is a real place. I'd have to reread it. Regarding the movie, though, I would say they close it as a dream, because if you're thinking with reality, right, and you're like, okay, you're living in a world, it doesn't matter if your world is sepia or not, your house gets taken up by a tornado, is gone for a 3-day time period that it takes for you to walk down a road, and then you're back all of a sudden the same day. Your house is put back, not ripped off the foundation, not completely destroyed after a tornado, especially the way that house was depicted at being. It was. It was put back together. That's right. But then in the Return of Oz, they did show that it was taken up by the tornado.
Right. So like the
yeah,
whole
that
process,
does kind
even
of put
in the Wizard of Oz, when she's sitting there, she's looking out her window, and she's
yeah,
her house is
and
in
you
the
were
tornado,
there, and you were there, yeah,
and the witch is flying on the woman's flying on her bike, and then turns into the witch. I to me, it's like, okay, I've hit my head. I am going into a dream state. But and even then, if you believe that, okay, you dream in a different universe. There's a lot of movies, and also a lot of weird supernatural theories that people have, that when you dream, you go into another universe, an alternate universe. I was watching this one documentary of this person who was depicting what he believed in, all that when you dream, that you actually go into an alternate universe where you live a different life, and you're just seeing portions of that. And this is her dream sending her to an alternate universe, which would be a dream, and part of a crazy theory. But we like crazy theories. We're on Nerd Archaeology.
Exactly.
But so like when it comes down from sepia to Technicolor, this movie, and even the book, if you read it in a certain tone, and I like to read, when I read this myself, I read it like with the whimsy of a child when I was young, and then I go back and read it now. It is a psychological horror.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, Wizard of Oz is like it is psychological horror.
Especially if you like the entirety of all 9 books. There's, I mean, you're exactly right. I do want to just touch on real quick, since you're bringing up dreams and stuff. That's exactly why I named my channel Theta. Because when you dream, the theta waves in your brain, the frequencies of your brain are called theta waves, and that's what that's what brings your that's what makes your mind, your brain, come up with these these dreams and stuff. So that's why I named.
So here's.
Go ahead.
So think with the psychological horror. Here's why I say it's a psychological horror, even though it doesn't read like a psychological horror. But you just gotta read between the lines. Okay, so
I don't know, a headless, or are you just talking about specifically this movie?
This is because the story doesn't read like a psychological horror. But if you think about it, right? Okay, so you're mapping the trauma of a young girl who has hit her head. She's got disassociation, confrontation with within her subconscious mind. The narrative functions as a metaphor for the psychotic break and or a fever dream, which is absolutely figurative of transformed into a all the figures there are transformed into tyrannical characters. From the woman that wants to send her dog to the pound is a witch, and she's having this psychological horror there. You have trees that want to kill you.
They're throwing apples at her.
You have flying monkeys. You have a man that has no head. You have a scarecrow that pretty much is, you're not sure if you can trust until you let him down. And you have a lion that at first wants to hurt you, but is then you find out there's more to it. But if you take those niceties out,
and then the wizard, and then when you meet the wizard, that huge scary green head, I mean, that's terrifying in itself right there.
And then like the fact that she's in the sepia tone in her regular universe, it's a bleak sepia toned existence, that in order for her to when she goes into this new nightmarish reality full of colors that you don't see forever, I mean, imagine seeing these bright colors
for the first time.
That would be just off-putting as it is. For some it'd be like,
you're convincing me more and more that it might have been purposefully interpreted as a dream. Now,
well, and it's a nightmarish fantasy if you think about it, and like the Freudian nightmare of it. The Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah, exactly. She murders the Witch of the West. She forms a
Now, somebody help me out. I'm going on I'm having a spiral right now. Frank, somebody help me. I'm spiraling out right now because of this. Now, the Freudian nightmare, the Wicked Witch of the West, often psychologically viewed as what, a dark manifestation of Dorothy's pent-up fear and resentment towards Miss Gulch, the woman who wants to send her dog to the pound, and her neighbor.
She ends up killing her.
Yeah,
she ends up.
She kills her sister,
and she kills her sister. She lands
ends up killing her. I said.
Well, with the water
in the long run, and like the cruelty of she's a cruel neighbor.
And she's doing drugs. She has poppies that she's doing. And they all fall asleep. Basically on opium.
We have a story of like, okay, drug use and whatnot. Of course, I mean, everybody pulls that out. But I mean, gaslighting, a false messiah syndrome. The wizard itself is a manipulative, godlike figure who projects a terrifying, illusionary persona.
But he's just a fake old man that's trying to pretend that he's this powerful wizard when really he's just a cowardly old man like the lion. I mean, like he does in the end he doesn't give the Scarecrow a brain, he doesn't give the Tin Man a heart, he doesn't give the lion courage. He just gives them the idea that you already had this to begin with. I mean, this wasn't like a magical wizard. He doesn't even send Dorothy off. He literally tries to send her off in the balloon that he arrived in, and then finally Glinda tells her to use the ruby slippers.
Now here's what's in the book. Now this is going to make it dark. If you ever read the books, all right, the Scarecrow.
It's been a long time.
The Scarecrow is actually just a horror story on his own. All right, so the Scarecrow, he's stuffed with straw. He's a man who the witch had a relationship with in the stories.
Whoa, I don't remember that.
Okay, the Scarecrow was supposed to be like the King of Oz or something in the long run.
Or the East.
One of the evil witches had a relationship with the Scarecrow, right? And he was supposed to be he was the betrothed King of Oz. He was stripped of his flesh, stuffed with straw, and hung. It's in the books. He was hung as a point.
He was hung, huh?
Well, and therefore,
I think he meant,
is that why they were in a relationship?
I think he meant to say hanged.
He was a tripod.
He was a tripod, exactly. It wasn't Scarecrow's post he was hanging from. He was just standing there, propped up. But so the Wicked Witch of the West, I had a thing with him, and she was jilted. That's the story behind the Scarecrow. If you read the books, there is a horror story on its own.
Are you kidding me? The witch sends all these things to try to kill them.
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Is this the book that the Wizard of Oz, like the original movie is based on?
Yes, the original book.
I'm going to.
I don't remember. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole series.
I'll look it up.
The witch.
I'm really interested. I think I have a credit that I got for free on Audible. I'm really interested in hearing that story. That sounds really dark and really, really cool.
Well, the witch sends things to kill Dorothy and the three travelers.
Yeah,
she sends wolves,
flying monkeys. Yeah,
she sends wolves after them that the Tin Man kills with an axe.
Oh, in the book,
she sends crows after them, and the Scarecrow twists their necks to kill them. And I don't
remember that. I remember the wolves,
and then bees kill themselves trying to kill the Tin Man while everyone else hides under the Scarecrow's straw.
Wow.
that happens in the books. Yeah. So I mean, it's they leave out.
So it doesn't start getting dark with Return to Oz, or I think it's the patchwork.
These were not. I mean, this is like the Brothers Grimm. You see these stories in the child's cartoons and the media that they put out for the children. These are not.
You're making me really want to explore the entirety of this.
Think
series.
About the Tin Man, right? The Tin Man also, part of the.
He had a threesome with the Scarecrow.
No, not exactly. And I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that there's no need for protection there.
No.
But the Tin Man, right? Okay, so the Tin Man was a member of kind of like the royal team to build a new castle or whatever. I don't remember exactly what the story was, but his job was to clear the forest to make room for another thing. And when everything happened, she used the Scarecrow, the future king, as an example. His entire court was turned into something or another. It wasn't just the one guy.
I do remember that in the Return to Oz, the Scarecrow was the king, like he was supposed to be the ruler.
He gathered his thing. He gathered his position back. By that point,
but then Mombi,
Disney also,
and the Gnome King took over. And,
right. I don't know how much of the Return to Oz is in the actual storylines.
No, the Return to Oz is 2 books that were put together. It was the Patchwork Boy of Oz, which had Pip. It wasn't Dorothy. It was a boy named Pip. And then there was another one. Who was in the Return to Oz? There was the Queen of Oz. I forget her name, but that was the other book. So there were Return to Oz was actually 2 of Frank L. Baum's Oz books that were kind of combined together to make one piece of work. So it's
but I don't remember how that all went. I do remember certain aspects of it, and I remember taking some classes back in college for psych, and we talked about all this.
You've got me really pumped up for that. But
the Tin Man. On top of the Tin Man, though, it goes even further than that. Like the actor who played the Tin Man ended up having aluminum
gentlemen, I
poisoning.
apologize, but I do have to dip out. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh yeah, thanks for joining us. Sorry, I hope I didn't monopolize.
No, you're good. You're good. Hope to catch up with you guys another time.
Well, I hope you have a great rest.
Frank, it was nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, Frank,
sorry, I didn't mean to go off and have a little conspiracy theory like on the Wizard of Oz.
It's just my time to cut short. You guys have a great night.
Or any of the other movies.
Well, we'll have to bring you back. Thanks for coming around. You really want to quick show yourself out real quick?
Oh yeah, I'm Frank from Frank Salvies. I'm on YouTube.
And, you can promote your channel.
Yeah, I'm Frank Salvies. I'm here on YouTube where I talk about pretty much whatever interests me in the day. And today it is apparently Wizard of Oz. You guys have a good one.
Have a good one.
All right, thank you for being here, man. So we'll continue. Thank you for joining, Max Redstone. How you doing, man? If you want to jump in and talk about Oz, you're free to. It seems to me that senior executive structure of Oz is extremely bloated and redundant. Yeah.
Right, so I mean, the actor who played the Tin Man got sick because of aluminum poison.
There was a lot. They called it the Oz curse.
Right.
There was a lot of stuff that happens. There was that rumor that there was a Munchkin that hung himself and.
That was just a rumor, though. It was verified false.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying there was a alleged curse from that movie.
Right, and tell me about
the Tin Man.
But the Tin Man, though, he was turned into a Tin Man
So he was originally
Because-
a man too, just like the Scarecrow.
Right, he was originally a man just like the Scarecrow, and like there was a whole situation about like a lover and a curse that was brought on because somebody else he didn't love appropriately or something, and he was turned to tin, and also he was a member of the King's Army, and like so the entire curse just went and got him as well. He no longer had a heart. Now there was a darker story regarding the Tin Man where the Tin Man actually has to get his heart back.
Like a real heart, not just like a metal.
Like a real heart, you know. Now the character from
this is
Pirates of the
really
Caribbean,
cool.
the character from Pirates of the Caribbean, Davy Jones, like his character steals from that that storyline.
Oh, that's a good point.
His character steals from that storyline where
he has it in that box that they play the dice game. Yeah.
Right. So, but he unlike Davy Jones, who purposefully removes his heart, his heart, the Tin Man's heart, is taken away from him. Thus, the reason why
the witch.
By the witch, I think there was somebody of magic had a love affair with the Tin Man, and
there's a lot of love affairs.
He mistreated her, and she placed a curse on him. So like he had a double whammy on him.
So he didn't only physically lose his heart, but he physically lost his heart because he metaphorically lost his heart.
Right. So there's cheating. So there's cheating or just not being
faithful.
Or all in,
not going through on his commitment.
Right, not going through on what she thought was a commitment. Now the unsettling archetype, right? Now the flying monkeys, the marching guards, rallying upon primordial fears of stalking predatory creatures and loss of personal anatomy. I mean.
How did they come about? It's like
no, those the monkeys themselves. They're just they are
always who they were.
They are her fear of being hunted down by.
Okay. So they're a metaphor for her fear of being hunted down.
Her fear of being hunted
the Cowardly
down.
Lion. Does he have a backstory where he was a man before and got?
He was okay. So the Cowardly Lion was a soldier who was cowardly. He was a lion. He was a protector, but he ran from a fight, and that was his curse. It's a little less story driven.
Max says many of the actors and actresses portraying the Munchkins were viciously drunks and drug addicted reprobates.
Oh yeah,
at night they were literally locked.
Oh no, they
entire hotel, the studio rented just for them.
Yeah, there were stories of inappropriate things being done with Judy Garland.
Well, there was that too, but regarding the Munchkins, there was an incident in a hotel that turned into a Munchkin orgy.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the details, and I don't want to know the details, but apparently there were stories of Munchkins being very inappropriate with a 12-year-old Judy Garland. I never heard
that as a kid, but yeah.
The Critical Drinker
he's reminding us about when they saw the wizard for the first time, and the lion runs out and jumps, dives through the window.
So
the Critical Drinker has a great production hell episode on Wizard of Oz. I highly recommend you watch it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm really intrigued to go and read this entire Frank L. Baum Oz
series.
three trilogies together. But let's move on to the Truman Show, because it's the opposite.
Sorry, I had a little crash out on that, but I've had theories
dude,
about this for a long time.
I'm really glad that you told me all about it, because you've got me really intrigued, telling me how, like, I mean, it's starting to remind me of Hellraiser in a way. Like, it's really crazy.
Sounds like something to revisit in a future stream, doesn't it?
Exactly. I think I need to read
Thank you, Jamie.
the entire series, and we need to do a couple of streams just on these books, because this sounds pretty awesome. In the future, I'm going to be doing a couple streams on the Stephen King universe and the Dark Tower specifically. But let's go ahead and move on to the Truman Show, which is pretty much the exact opposite of the Wizard of Oz, which is instead of going into a dream, he's kind of locked into a reality where everybody is playing a part, and he thinks that his life is this reality is his life when it's all been staged.
Yeah, and as opposed to Dorothy trying to get home,
exactly,
he's trying to get away from home. Yeah,
exactly. And instead of being afraid of instead of being afraid of a witch and being chased by all these people, he's kind of afraid at the end of water, because his father, apparently in the story, of the Truman Show, the Truman Show inside the Truman Show movie, if you know what I mean, is his father apparently died in a boat accident, which is why he never goes out on the sea, which is the surrounding that keeps him inside this bubble that is miles and miles long, and keeps him inside this town.
Yeah, dome visible from space.
Exactly. It's that big. It's like the size of probably like I don't know, maybe a little like a half of New York, maybe something like that. It's pretty big.
I was figuring like a quarter of Ohio myself, but yeah, okay. It's huge.
Yeah, it's very big. Like you said, you can see it from space. And in the end, he finds it in himself to face his fears. And Dorothy didn't have to really face her fears, because she had, at least in the movie that we're just talking about, she had the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion to kind of be her guards and to save her when she couldn't save herself. And even Toto came to the rescue a few times.
And in the book, Glinda ends up kissing her on the head and gives her protection.
Oh, I didn't know that in either. The book. Yeah. So I really need to read the book. But in the end of the Truman Show, he faces his fears, and even though Ed Helms' character, which he looks at Truman like his son, even though it's a very
Ed Harris.
It's a very bad relationship, obviously, because
Ed Harris,
he
not Ed Helms,
as a product rather than a child. But he finally faces his fears, and he sails out, and he goes until he just he's ready to die to get out of this pretends life that he's been protected in, and trying to find that the girl that he fell in love with as a child, and
in college.
Yeah, in college. And so then at the end, there's no place like Dome. There's no place like Dome. There's no place like Dome.
When his boat hits the sky at the end there, all I could think was the Star Trek episode, "For the world is hollow, and I have touched the sky."
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, according to Google AI, now take it for what it is. The Truman Show, the fictional town of Sea Haven Island, is housed within a massive artificial soundstage. Overreaching the studio is a dome, approximately 8.5 miles to 10 miles in diameter, and is large enough to be visible from space.
Yeah.
Now, the fictional setting of Sea Haven is constructed with its own climate-controlled island to designate all idyllic atmospheres. Idyllic atmospheres, from rain, wind, fire, thunderstorms, and even earthquakes should they want it. Even though Sea Haven is allegedly supposed to be located on the East Coast. Now, in the real world, majority of the movie is filmed in Seaside, Florida, while located in Walton County. So, if anybody's from Walton County, Florida, you live in what would be considered
Sea Haven.
I'm sure they didn't know that.
Exactly.
The dome structure itself in the real world, no such dome exists. Currently, the largest dome in the United States is the one in Nevada that they just recently opened up in Nevada. Now,
and they're talking about opening one in, I think it's Nashville.
Right, but currently the largest dome is in Nevada. The real world Seaside is completely open and highly acclaimed planned community, and it's a resort. So the reason why it looks the way it does where they filmed is because it's one of those every cul-de-sac, everything looks the same planned community.
All the houses are the same and stuff.
It's a planned gated community too.
But the dome would be
and the bridge, they make sure that there's no way for them to get off of that or out of that place.
Well, also you see them throughout his childhood just dashing every hope he has of being an explorer. I'm sorry, honey. The whole world's already explored. There's nothing left.
Yeah, exactly. And scaring him, trying to, get him to make sure that there's no way that he has any inhibitions to try to escape this place.
Yeah, the travel agency with the poster showing an airplane hit by lightning.
I wanted to go from here into Dark City because that's
good movie.
You want to go to Dark City now, or okay? As I was just going to say, before you go into that, the Truman Show actually has a medical disorder associated with it. That they've actually put into the DSM called Truman syndrome, and it's a psychiatric condition
that actually makes perfect sense. That's what I was saying in my introduction. I mean, I think that a lot of people really do believe. I mean, because we all. The fact of the matter is that we can only see through our own eyes. We only have our own brains. As far as we know, we're the creators of our own realities. So, we can't read other people's brains. We don't know that they're actually there. We don't know that we're just not creating them, like the Scarlet Witch or something like that. And vice versa. We could be the constructs of somebody else's imagination.
Right,
so
but
I can definitely see that this can be in the DSM.
Go ahead. Sorry. I wanted you to give the definition, KJ. Sorry.
So, according to the DSM, the Truman Show inspired a conspiracy theory by psychologists that refers to the Truman Show delusion, or otherwise known as Truman syndrome. The psychiatric condition, it's a psychiatric condition with people in this condition strongly believe that they are stars of a secretly filmed reality television show, and they believe this. There are a lot of people believe this. I've actually met a couple people in LA when I lived in Southern California who believe this.
That they specifically believe that they're being like in a TV show being filmed.
They think they're trapped, monitored. Everyday occurrences like newscasts and billboards are just coded messages directed at them, and they're constantly searching for their homes and workplaces for hidden cameras and microphones.
Right. And this is an alternate version of the people there's another group of people who believe that they're being watched by the government, Men in Black syndrome, which is a thing as well.
But that existed before the movie.
Right.
Yeah, the Truman syndrome was coined by doctors Joel and Ian Gold, their brothers, in 2008.
Oh, so we got
Right.
a smarty pants.
After
We got a smarty pants on our panel. I already see it.
no, a guy who can read Google. They coined it after they began treating patients with those specific symptoms.
Right.
But
So
it is not recognized as an official standalone diagnosis in the DSM. They view it as a manifestation of psychosis, often associated with conditions like schizophrenia.
right. That's actually what I was going to say. That's the next thing that the DSM says. It's not an official entry into the DSM, but the DSM does bookmark it as schizophrenia, and that's the reason why it says see also Men in Black syndrome.
Interesting. That's pretty.
Which
crazy.
would also be a type of schizophrenia. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But since we were talking about Sea Haven, that's what kind of sparked my memory about Shell Beach and Dark City, and kind of reminded me of both Wizard of Oz and the Truman Show, because it's kind of like everybody is Dorothy in in Dark City. You know, everybody falls asleep and their reality changes. They become different people. They have different lives. Their houses become bigger or smaller. They have different lives, different careers. You see John Murdoch, which actually Murdoch translates in Greek to man of the sea. So that's why it's all about him trying to find Shell Beach, because it's just a play on what the word Murdoch actually refers to. So he's trying to find the Shell Beach the entire time, and Kiefer Sutherland is working with these strangers that we don't know at the beginning, but we see at the Mr. Hand and Mr. Foot and Mr. Pinky Toe and all these weird names.
Mr. Appendix.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Liver and
hey, how come I always got to be Mr. Pink?
Yeah, Mr. Steve Buscemi.
So what you're saying pretty much is that the Dark City, the Truman Show, the Wizard of Oz all share a common core narrative theme, and that would be the protagonist. And the protagonist discovering that their lives aren't entirely the reality that they're used to. It's in fact an artificial construct where it's controlled by a hidden master, one being the wizard or a witch, or the other being
the strangers,
Ed Harris, and the other one being exactly. So with John Murdoch waking up in a noir world where it's alien to him, the strangers who reshape his city, his reality, and alter human memories every midnight. That is
it's crazy. I mean, and especially
now you're talking about not only like getting like Dorothy gets her head knocked in and she's just having a delusion, and Truman he's just a person who doesn't know any better because he's being held captive. But in this case scenario, this guy wakes up in a new world, and
he wakes up in the middle of Kiefer Sutherland trying to inject him with new memories, and I don't know if it's ever said why he has the powers, but he ends up I guess being injected by Kiefer Sutherland.
That's what they were implying, was that Kiefer Sutherland, while he was working with the strangers, was actually working against the strangers all along, and he had been orchestrating it.
Okay, so he had predetermined that John Murdoch was going to be the one, but that doesn't explain like the past memory of him waking up in mid injection, because I think.
All right, I think so when it comes to memory installation, all right, think about this, like in the
not
form
just
of
memory installation, but complete control over the entirety of the city.
Right. I'm going to simplify it just a little bit, though.
Okay.
Think about a computer. Now, back in the day, when you used to put programs on a computer, you wanted to run a defrag every once in a while.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. Yeah.
And so, like when you deleted some stuff, you ended up having these ghost files on your computer back in the day, and running a defrag and making sure that you were that everything was all nice and clean after you ran the defrag. There's like these ghost files of these programs and these files you deleted that your Windows manager would be able to remove for you in order to clear up space and not have like glitches or whatever, or have a file that, oh, I don't remember having this. Oh, this was my old journal from 1998. Oh, it's deleted, but why can't I still see it? And this is a situation that is the easy breakdown of what you're asking, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, basically, Schreiber says that Murdoch was an anomaly who woke up before Schreiber could put
that explains it. So he wasn't given the powers.
Nope, luck of the draw.
He it's kind of like in the Matrix, where he was just the one. Like, he just happened to be the anomaly of this city that they were living in, and by him being able to find his the ability to control his powers, that was the memories that he was implanting at the end.
Right. So now that
the strangers think that Murdoch is the culmination of their experiments, which is why they want him so much.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's why they inject all of their collective memories into him at once.
And then they also they find one of their strangers, and they inject all of Murdoch's memories into him so that he would be just as powerful as.
Well, that's what they wanted, but instead,
Max Redstone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you have a great night.
Good night, Max.
Thank you so much. Have a good one, and thank you for supporting the channel. It's always a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you so much.
For now.
And if you get a chance, maybe look in the description and see about ways to support the channel. I got a new merch in my Teespring store we were showing, and it's about physical media. So just if you feel up to it, but let's continue.
Here's another
instead of hang on, let me finish. So instead of Schreiber injecting him with the collective memories that the strangers wanted him injected with, Schreiber instead injects him with memories of decades of training about the strangers, their machines, and tuning, and he awakens with his powers fully realized,
fully, like he has become the one at that point. He's more powerful than any of the strangers, and he takes them all on. He takes the
Mr. Book especially.
Yeah.
Now, regarding the strangers, right? We were talking about the comparison between the Wizard of Oz, the Truman Show, and Dark City. All right. So we have the architect. Virtually, which is Christoph. And when we look at Ed Harris as Christoph as the architect of the dome,
that's a good point.
Okay, and so he sees himself as a godlike television producer. But his motivation is ratings and control with his twisted artistic vision, right? Now we go to the wizard, right? Now, in a sense, the architect of Oz. He's a regular man using smoke and mirrors technology, just kind of like Christoph.
Yeah.
To project the image of absolute power. Now, the difference is, now you have the strangers in Dark City. Now, this is a dying parasitic. Sorry, words are hard, people.
Yeah, words are hard sometimes. It's all right.
They're a dying parasitic alien. Now, they're using human beings as a collective laboratory experiment in order to find
corpses, technically.
Soul. So they're not trying to manipulate necessarily, but they're trying to inject themselves.
They're not.
no,
They're
no,
not parasites. They are.
No.
They are simply residing in human corpses to move around the city.
Yeah, but their main goal is to find out what the soul is.
Right, to find a soul, and
Yeah.
and or have a soul, or be
Well,
a soul.
no. They share a hive mind. They're investigating humans
that's
so
their
that they can
goal.
hopefully
That's why
learn
they change the
individuality.
and change people around to see what makes people
Individuals, right? They're
Yeah.
trying to learn individuality so that they can break free of the hive mind and therefore potentially save their race.
Right,
That's what they're trying to do.
So this is where it separates, like the other comparisons, like that we mentioned between the two other shows and this one. Now this is where it separates the comparison, because they're actually trying to use our reality to find this soul, to do all this, to and where Christoph and the wizard, they're trying to control reality to a certain degree, where these people are trying to find reality.
And what's funny is, like, you don't like it seems like they're living in like a 1940s style reality, but
noir.
But then at the end, I mean, they might be in the year 4500. I mean,
For all we know, we have no idea when this is.
Exactly. I mean, it could be forever ago.
Yeah, right. That's what makes this a fantastic science fiction movie. But honestly, the biggest difference between this one and the other two is that the other two have a character who knows what their life is. This protagonist doesn't know what his life is.
I think the next
no idea who he is or where he's from.
The next step from Dark City would
absolutely. Thank you for joining.
Hail Lombardi. So the next step would obviously be the Matrix from here. But hold on one second before.
Which was just a year later.
I want to save the Matrix for a little bit later.
Well, I know. I'm just saying the next step from Dark City. We don't have to talk about it because of the thought process that Dutch just put across. Right, is a similar situation, because the other two scenarios, you have somebody who thinks that they know what their life is. We had Truman, who grew up as a child living in this life, whether or not his everything is fabricated or not. Those are his memories. You have Dorothy, who grew up, lived this life, and now all of a sudden she's in Oz, and this is a world that's not her world, where those are her memories. Everything that's going on belonged to those two characters, where in Dark City, your protagonist is living a life that's not. John Murdoch is living a life that he has no idea if these memories are his, fabricated, or anything. Right. So the nature,
and then you find out that Jennifer Connelly wasn't even his original wife. Like everything has been changed around. All of his memories had been changed so many times. He might not even be John Murdoch. That's just the identity.
But if you're gonna wake up in an alien environment and you're forcibly married to Jennifer Connelly,
I'll be all right with that.
But that's why I'm. Sorry, I was just saying that's why I referenced the Matrix, is because he wakes up in a world that he finds out that his life and his memories are not his. That's why I referenced the Matrix. And even though we're going to talk about that later on in the show, I just wanted to reference that now because I want you to remember that for when we talk about it later.
Oh don't worry. That I definitely had that in mind. But I wanted to move into Inception after this because it's along the lines of everything we've been talking about. It's dreams within dreams, and those realities, and having people become a part of these realities and controlling the realities, just like in Dark City. I mean, they can literally change the physics of the world, bending almost like Multiverse of Madness, or whatever Doctor Strange movie that was with Spider-Man, where that
All the
fight scene.
alternate universes. Yeah, but hang on, need to pause it on for a second on this one.
Okay.
Are either of you gentlemen? This is a multi-part question. Are you familiar with? Have you tried, and or have you succeeded in lucid dreaming?
Yes, I used to astral project. Yes, I have. I do want to mention, James, we are going to be talking about Total Recall. Yeah.
The reason I ask this is because there is a trick for those of you watching either tonight or on the replays. If you want to know if you are awake or dreaming, and this is real, look at your hand wide open, count your fingers. Hang on. 5 fingers? Great. Look away from that hand. Now look again. Are there still 5 fingers? Then you're awake. If you get into the habit of doing this multiple times a day, you'll find yourself in a dream where something's not going right, and you'll think, wait a minute, look at my hand. There are only 3 fingers. Look away, look back at my hand. There are 12 fingers. I'm in a dream.
That could also mean that you're in an AI.
True.
Which
would be the same thing. You're in a dream.
That could get into the simulation theory. For me, I can always tell if I'm in a dream or not by trying to fly. If I realize I'm in a dream and I try to fly, I literally can like fly around my city. And
Every
do that all the
time,
time.
every time I succeed in lucid dreaming, first thing I do is say, "Screw this, I'm out of here," and I fly.
Yes, same here.
Yep.
Same here. I love it. It's like that feeling of like a roller coaster drop. I love going and just flying around and like just pretending I'm Superman and just like flying and dropping and swooping down and stuff.
Yep,
But
it's a fantastic feeling.
Yeah. But yeah, so Inception is another version of like the Dark City, like we were just talking about. But they're controlled by these people that are basically lucid dreaming and can put other people in these dreams, in these realities. I forget if they use a drug or how they do it, but they have these totems that they use to make sure that they are in the dream or out of the dream.
It keeps them grounded in the in the dream reality that they're at. If they lose if they lose their totem, they lose their grounding within that dream, and they can get lost within the dream. It can do multiple things according to the lore of the thing. It can prevent you from dying in a dream, and getting lost in the dream. And I believe there's another protection it gives you as well. I don't recall right offhand. If somebody can Google that real quick, or I can do that.
I'll look real quick.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, and they use sedatives to send people into the dream worlds.
Okay, sedatives. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so they put them to sleep, and then I guess they use like a electronic device to connect to? Okay,
yes,
that's what I thought.
And a lot of their targets have had training in defense, so they have like agents that basically come to their defense to help ward off anyone from invading a dream.
Okay, so the third purpose of the totem is to keep grip on your own reality, because with Inception, not only are you does it have that you're able to go within your own dream, you're able to go within other people's dreams. So not only does it grant protection, it grants keeps you from getting lost within the dream, grants you protection from death in the dream, also keeps you in grip with your own reality, because you're in somebody else's dream most of the time. And so if you lose your totem while in the dream, you can get lost and stay within their reality or their brain, their thought process. You will get absorbed into them, ultimately killing you and potentially killing the person that you're with, going within a dream on their dream. And the symbol of the symbolism of guilt, grief, and control as well within it. So each of the totems that they have the different symbolisms based off the characters as well.
Yeah. It's like a holodeck, holosuite with infinite parameters. Yeah, and so basically, I didn't want to spend too much time on this because we spent a lot of time on Wizard of Oz, which I'm glad we did because I'm really intrigued to read those books. But I wanted to move from this into Shutter Island. Have y'all seen that movie before?
Once.
It's
Struggling to remember it.
Movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I never saw Shutter Island.
It's really good.
Sounded like you said Cheddar Island.
Cheddar Island, yes. And then Brie Island and Portobello Island. That's a mushroom.
I've always been kind of partial to Gruyere Island.
No, I pretty much stay on. No, I heard that place is kind of Gouda during the winter.
Gouda,
is it? Oh.
Yeah. No, but
the weather's kind of Gouda as well. But
Shutter
never seen
Island
it.
is a movie based on Leonardo DiCaprio. He comes to the island with Mark Ruffalo, and they are FBI agents that are trying to find this missing mental patient at this island.
She would drown 3 of her kids. Yeah.
Throughout the movie, he starts having these headaches, and he starts he loses his cigarettes, and he stops having his own food and water, stuff like that. And these mental doctor, I don't know if you'd call them therapists, but they're doctors of some kind. And you realize,
but they're lobotomizing people.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you remember this scene, but do you remember Jackie Earle Haley's scene in that? He played Rorschach in The Watchmen.
No, I know who the actor is.
Yeah,
I've never seen Shutter Island, so I couldn't answer that question.
Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, do you mind if I talk about it?
Did he play Naring?
What's that?
Was he the one playing Naring?
Naring? No, he played.
Who he was?
No, he played. He played the guy in the movie Shutter Island.
He was the patient. He was George.
Yeah. He was the guy that Leonardo DiCaprio's character thought killed his wife, but he's like telling Leonardo DiCaprio, like, you've already lost. Like,
he acts like he knows him already.
Yeah, because he does. Because we find out at the end. Like, I don't know if I want to spoil it. Are you thinking about ever watching this, KJ?
I'm okay with spoilers. Unlike a lot of other people, I'm not. Pretty much, here's what I was told about it by somebody. Pretty much, it's Martin Scorsese's take on like a psychological horror thriller that kind of has
but it's about different realities.
Right. And it kind of has like, I guess like let me understand this correctly. Cause, like there's a mental institution that is kind of like Alcatraz.
Yes. Yep.
And that's pretty much what I understand Shutter Island is from what I've been told, as Scorsese's take on Alcatraz with mental patients instead of criminals.
But it has a big twist. It has like an M. Night Shyamalan type of twist. Leonardo DiCaprio, like I said, with Mark Ruffalo shows up at the beginning, and they're trying to find this lady, this mental patient, and they're interviewing all of the patients and stuff, and there's all this weird stuff going on, and then finally they find the patient, and she's acting very weird towards Leonardo DiCaprio, his character, and like, just to sum it up, basically we find out that they've been doing an extreme treatment on him because he has dissociative identity disorder, because he murdered his wife, because his wife murdered their children. So he represses that memory, and he snaps back like every so often. Like, they'll get to a certain point with treating him, and then as soon as they get to a certain point, that he'll snap back to the beginning, thinking that he's an FBI agent returning to the island. And so this time they let this whole thing play out,
kind of an elaborate role play.
Yeah, they let this thing play out in like a whole different reality, letting him think that he is the FBI agent, and letting him do his search and all this stuff, searching for the person that killed, quote unquote, killed his wife. And then at the end, you find out that the gun he even had was plastic, like the whole time. They never even let him have a real gun the entire time. It was just like a whole like mind fuck. And then at the very end, like,
stop or I'll shoot you with my super soaker.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end, like, he finally like snaps out of it, and he admits, like, yes, I killed my wife, and they think that they cured him. Then the final scene, he's sitting there, and then he's talking to Mark Ruffalo, who is his personal therapist at this place. And he starts talking to Mark Ruffalo like he is his partner in the FBI again. And Mark Ruffalo looks over to the doctors, and he gives them like a little, like, nodding his head, like, no, it didn't work. And then they go and lobotomize.
Oh no, you left out a very, very awesome line though.
Okay.
When DiCaprio asks Ruffalo if it would be worse to live, be worse to live as a monster,
that
or
leaves
to
it
die
open-ended. That's right.
as a good man.
Yeah, exactly. Say it again, because I think I was talking over you.
Would it be worse to live as a monster or to die as a good man?
So it leaves it like you almost wonder if he's like wanting to die as
and
a
he
good
walks
man.
very, very well, just willingly with the guys to go be lobotomized.
Yeah. Like he almost knows, like, so it's open-ended, like if it did work on him, or if he did, like, it's up to you, the viewer, to decide if this it's another one of these ambiguous endings that I love, that my whole channel is based on. I love thinking about these type of movies, because it just it gets your clock moving, the gears moving in your brain, because that line is so powerful. And that's why I separate the art from the artist, because I don't like Mark Ruffalo. Like he's
Bill DD.
Yeah, but
the thing is, for people who haven't seen this movie, which you have to realize what Theta's talking about here is that he's been given this chance to become lucid again. He tells them he's lucid. He achieved this state 9 months ago, but then he regressed. But now they think he's finally good, and you see him relaxing on the hospital grounds. He appears to be cured. In other words, he is the former U.S. Marshal, who murdered his wife after she murdered their 3 children.
Yeah.
And then he deliberately or delusionally refers to Ruffalo as Chuck.
Chuck,
At which point,
yeah.
Ruffalo's like, "Oh no, he went delusional again."
And just the way that Mark Ruffalo turns to those doctors and shakes his head. I mean, it's such a subtle thing, but it's so powerful. Powerful scene.
Yeah.
And
so when
DiCaprio
asks him, so when DiCaprio asks him that question, that's when you're like,
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I had forgotten that line, but that line is so powerful. It really leaves it open-ended and really makes the whole movie work in a way that it wouldn't have otherwise, I think.
I don't know. I get the feeling that it did work and he cannot live with it. I don't think the delusional guy.
I'm saying from the viewer's eyes. Like
no, but I don't think the delusional guy would have even asked, "Is it worse to live as a monster or die as a good man?"
No, I agree. I'm just talking about like as a viewer of the movie. I don't know if it would have worked without that line.
Gotcha.
Being so powerful, you know?
Yeah. Without that line, he is delusional. With that line, he's not.
Well, or it's up in the air, you know, either way. But it's such a good movie, so well paced, and really has you on the fence the entire time. You know, going into the cemetery, then him climbing the mountain and going into that cave and talking to that lady, or maybe imagining talking to that lady. You never
still Shutter Island, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shutter Island.
Yeah, Shutter. Yeah, like
like on that house. But I was just because what you were describing, I'm like, wow, okay. Or do they cross genres? Does this film cross genres? I've never seen it.
No, it's just it's a psychological thriller.
Yeah, it's just like he's living in two realities. Like he has a reality that you don't like. You don't really even know what the real reality is at the end, but you're kind of given like a nudge, like this is what we're implying, but it's really up to the viewer. But it really is about two different realities that this person is living in, and two different identities that he has been living. And these doctors, are they there to do, to lobotomize him, to trick him, whatever. But that line that you're saying was, it really sells the entire movie. And And
so it sounds like a good movie. I definitely want to see the sequel. Jamie says it's a sequel to Growing Pains.
No, it's not the sequel to Growing
Pains. I know, I'm joking.
No, it was actually the sequel to The Facts of Life.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take the both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life.
Yeah.
So no, I was just making a reference because you know how they say that every somebody there's this fan theory out there that every Leonardo DiCaprio movie is associated with each other.
Really? I've never heard that.
There's a fan theory out there that's like Leonardo DiCaprio, like every movie is associated with each other. And I've always I've always thought about this, right? If you look
like
up,
explain Titanic.
Well, yeah, I mean Titanic.
Titanic is a prequel to The Great Gatsby.
How could it be when he dies in Titanic?
And what happened to Gilbert Grape, or
what's eating Gilbert Grape?
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
So Leonardo DiCaprio theory: every movie connected.
Sure,
right.
Why not?
So I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to give you the quick breakdown.
I'm listening.
It's no official theory. It's a fan theory.
Yeah,
but so it pretty much suggests that Inception, Shutter Island are sequel parts of the same character's physiological.
Shutter Island in what movie?
Inception.
Inception. Okay.
Shutter Island and Inception are connected, according to a fan theory. Titanic and Titanic and Great Gatsby are connected. They say that the Great Gatsby is the kid from Titanic. Yeah, well, post because he goes to New York. Now, in that theory, he doesn't really. In the theory, he doesn't really die. In the theory, he
falls down.
I know. I'm just saying. In the theory, you have to forget.
All right. All right.
There's YouTube videos on it. Gotcha. You have to really check out.
Then that explains it all.
Like I said, fan theory. So
I'll go. I'll check it out.
So the theory connects Inception, Shutter Island, and it also Titanic, Great Gatsby, and another popular cross.
Great Gatsby.
Right. So
I would see Gangs of New York with Titanic more than Titanic with Great Gatsby.
Oh, well,
right. Okay. So here's the Titanic theory. I found it right here. So the popular crossover theory links Titanic 1997 to 2013's Great Gatsby because both films featured DiCaprio as a poor young man making his way to New York. Fans joke that Jack Dawson didn't freeze to death in 1912. Instead, claim that he survived somehow. He survived, changed his identity, and used his charm to amass a fortune to become Jay Gatsby. Okay, then there's the
somehow Jack returned.
Yeah. So the Tarantino theory bridges Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and
I've heard these
other films like Django and Unchained, where the theory suggests that the villainous slave owner Calvin Clay in Django is actually the character being played by DiCaprio's aging Hollywood actor Rick Dalton in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So they have these different connections. Allegedly, like he's either a time traveler or he's like when he dies or whatever, he goes into another universe. And this is why I'm saying it kind of fluxes in, and I'm just making a joke because the Inception Shutter Island, according to the theory, released in the same year 2010, the theory connects Inception and Shutter Island through the multiple thematic parallels. Both films star DiCaprio as the traumatized husband who is haunted by a dead wife. Mal versus Dolores. And
I always get that confused too, and that's why, like, after Inception, I brought Shutter Island up.
Right.
I didn't even have it on my list. It just kind of popped into my head.
But it's a fan theory that they are his multiple personality disorder causing multiple storylines, and each one of his characters seem to, a good majority of Leonardo DiCaprio's characters seem to have a tragic ending.
Problem is his character in Shutter Island does not have multiple personality disorder. He has a delusion.
Well,
there is a huge difference.
He has dissociative identity disorder.
No, he doesn't. He is simply delusional. He has deluded himself into thinking he's actually an FBI agent trying to find this woman who's actually his dead wife.
I thought
characters in both movies, according to the fan theory, are plagued by guilt and water imagery, and fans theorize that Dom Cobb from Inception never escapes his dream levels and descends further into madness, later revealing his guilt in a new delusional sequence as Teddy Daniels in Shutter Island.
That's right. That is his name.
So I can see that connection.
Yeah, so that actually makes a little bit of sense.
And that parallels into the Tarantino theory and in the Titanic Gatsby connection, where they are all dreams, where he's lost his mind and he's living different lives in dreams. Within dreams. I'm just saying that's the fan theory that connects those six movies.
I like the connection between.
It's not my theory. It's a fan theory. You can find it on. You can find it on YouTube, but I was just reading the synopsis on it.
No, I said I liked it.
Yeah. No. I know you like it. I'm just saying. It's not my theory though.
Stop arguing with me.
It's not my theory though, but
this is what me and KJ do. We argue about stupid stuff. Like
no, I know, but this time it's funny because Theta, this time it's funny because you're saying, yeah, I agree with that, and then JK is like, no, I know you do. I was just saying I do this, and you're saying, no, I know, I just like this, and you're both, oh my god,
exactly.
That's the connection I can have with this.
Usually go.
No, you're cool. No, you're cool. No, you're
fucking cool. Oh no, you're.
Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
But the next one that I wanted to bring up is Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder, another one I haven't seen.
It is it's an older movie, but it checks out.
Another psychological thriller, but this one's a little more horror.
It has Tim Robbins from Shawshank Redemption, and it's basically about this guy from Vietnam that comes back to the United States and is treated very poorly, and he's haunted by the trauma and the visions that he's having. It's actually what inspired the game Silent Hill.
Is this a movie from 1990?
I believe it was even before 1990, but maybe. Let me.
1990.
It was 1990.
Yes, sir. Psychological horror film.
I thought it was before that, but okay, that makes sense. So it was supposedly the inspiration for the Silent Hill games because it has the imagery that you see in Silent Hill. You see these very deformed, horrific creatures that are haunting him and basically like traumatizing him and following him around and altering his perception on things. And it's like a dichotomy between heaven, hell, and purgatory, or a psychological interpretation of his life in Vietnam. But then at the very end, we find out that this whole movie was him in Vietnam dying and him just having a
delusion,
like a life experience.
All right, so
the rest of his life.
So
real
here
quick,
is
on Silent Hill. Let me just say this: Silent Hill may have had the monsters inspired by this movie, but Silent Hill was inspired by the real life city in Pennsylvania, Centralia.
No, that's actually not true. That was a theory. That was a fan theory, but that actually wasn't the case.
Okay, so here's the
that's what the movie was inspired by, but not the games.
Here's the poster. So the poster from the director of Fatal Attraction. The most frightening thing about Jacob Singer's nightmare is that he isn't dreaming.
Exactly. He's actually in the process of death.
So the breakdown of
go ahead. Sorry.
The breakdown of this movie, I haven't seen it before, but it sounds interesting. After returning home from Vietnam, veteran Jacob Singer, played by Tim Robbins, struggles to maintain his sanity, plagued by hallucinations, flashbacks, and trauma. Singer rapidly falls apart as his world and people around him morph into twisted, disturbing images. His girlfriend, Elizabeth,
which you get to see her
ex-wife. Okay. His girlfriend, played by Elizabeth Penna, his ex-wife, played by Patricia Calember.
Yeah.
Try to help out, but little avail. Even Singer's chiropractor friend, Lewis, played by Danny Aleo, fails.
Danny Aleo, that's right.
Danny Aleo fails to reach him as he descends into madness. Catch this psychological thriller today on home video and VHS, where VHS can be sold.
It was a very, very good movie. I only ended up watching it because of the connection to Silent Hill, but it is a very good movie. Very terrifying imagery with his friends and people on the street turning into these monstrous Silent Hill type creatures. They look like they're they're wrapped in like a skin straight jacket, and they're shaking violently. And
did they ever do a
it's
remake
very,
of this movie? For some
What's
reason,
that?
did they ever do a remake of this movie or something?
No.
Not according
I
to
think
Wikipedia.
they were trying to, but it never got off the ground. But I think
actually this says Jacob's Ladder greatly inspired the Silent Hill horror franchise.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
was like the this is what the art designers used as their inspiration for their monsters for the first video game, and then even in the second video game, like with Pyramid Head. And that's
truthfully, I forgot Silent Hill even was a video game. There have been so many of the movies about it. So that's why I was like, Centralia, Silent Hill. I mean,
it was a video game that was released on the video gaming platform.
I remember it now, but I had forgotten. I wasn't recalling it. I remember now, but I wasn't recalling it when I was talking about it.
It's literally like one of my favorite, if not my favorite, game franchises. So like I know like all the lore and behind the scenes stuff about it. It's like my Twin Peaks TV show. Like I love Twin Peaks as much as I love just Silent Hill as a game. So
Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 84% for an audience score, and unfortunately, the critics were not as liking of it as the audience was. The critics gave it 71%, while the audience gives it 84%.
There was a remake in 2019.
Was it really in 2019?
Directed by David M. Rosenthal, written by Jeff Bueller, Sarah Thorpe, and Jake Wade Wall. Negative reception. It stars Michael Ealy, Jesse Williams, Nicole Beharie, Carla Souza, and Guy Burnett. I have never heard of any of those people.
I haven't. I haven't either. I have never heard.
It was released to negative reception.
Yeah. Okay. So Jacob's Ladder remake, starring Michael Ealy. The movie updates the premise of the 1990s classic, setting it during the Afghanistan war and focusing on a veteran hospital surgeon whose life unravels after he discovers his presumed dead brother is actually alive.
So
it looks like the main character in this one is black.
This might be more of a sequel than a remake. Then
it says it's a remake.
Unlike the original Vietnam-era film, which famously ends with the twist revealing the protagonist has been dying in a surreal state, in the 2019 version takes a different route. It reimagines the story around the secret military drug trial and the brotherly resident RESENTEMENT. Well, anyhow, a word I cannot pronounce because words are hard. Government. Yeah, and it surrounds government conspiracy theories and completely changed the twist and the end. It completely changes the underlining meaning and narrative of the story.
Well, that's another remake that really just fucks up everything.
The critical.
According to the Hollywood Reporter, quote, "The producers are looking to make something more akin to an homage and not mimic the original. The plan is to contemporize the story with new situations and characters, but still maintain a story that examines issues and poses existential questions." That was in 2013, 6 years before the movie was even made.
Yeah, I know that they were trying to remake it for a long time. I just never knew it got off the ground. That is so disappointing.
Yeah, so
I'm
the
glad I've never seen it.
Rotten Tomatoes on the remake shows that
James is saying it was sort of like Agent Orange, but not. Oh, so you have seen the remake? James, would you put in the chat? What did you think of it? Like, what would you give it on a 1 through 10 scale? 10 being like the best film of all time.
So Dutch, you said that they didn't do very well.
No, according to this, it premiered on the Dish Network July 25, 2019, before being released theatrically August 13, 2019.
Does it say how much they spent on the movie?
Well, it says it has a Rotten Tomatoes score of
4% by professional reviewers and 33% by the public. Oh,
31 according to this.
Supergirl. This did 31%. I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes direct website, and it says 33%. I can't find
anything on the budget.
It shows that this is like this falls actually under the top 100 worst movies in history for the remake.
Wow! Thank God.
What's the box office on it? I can't find that.
I don't know.
I'm looking it up right now.
Box office.
Okay, so
oh God.
All right, so okay. This lost money. Okay, so in 2019
million.
Well, it says a grossed just 31,939 worldwide.
Possibly as high as 150.
I'm reading that it grossed only 13 million domestic.
No,
that's how much it costs to make.
It says grossing.
Okay, so according to IMDb, the 1990 original Jacob's Ladder grossed 26.1 million. That's not included for inflation today.
That's a lot of money back then,
and that's not included in inflation today. Against the $25 million budget, so it actually grossed 1 million more than it cost to make, which for a psychological horror back in that time was very good. And the 2019 remake of Jacob's Ladder was a massive box office failure, grossing just $31,989 worldwide from a limited theatrical release.
Yeah.
And it says this is okay, so they only released it in like 600 theaters worldwide.
Okay.
And then after it was released in the theaters in August, it was released on Netflix December of the same year.
Yeah, it was only released in 600 theaters worldwide, grossing roughly estimate.
That's a lot more than what's The Legend of the White Dragon is going to have, the last movie that Jason David Frank did, unfortunately.
But yeah, it was a box office failure. But anyhow, sad thing for remakes, right? You know, I mean, this is why we don't like remakes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't think of any, like off the top of my head. Are there any remakes that surpass the original? I can't think.
Yes.
What?
Thomas Crown Affair. If you watch the original Thomas Crown,
I never watched either one.
If you watch the original Thomas Crown Affair, Steve McQueen plays a millionaire playboy who steals things just for the thrill of it.
Mm-hmm.
And innocent people get hurt while he does this, and he doesn't
Tony,
care.
Thank you for stopping by and leaving a like. Love you, brother.
All right, so
he does. Wait, let me finish. And he doesn't care that innocent people are being hurt. In the remake, Pierce Brosnan plays the same character.
I thought it was Richard Gere that was in that, but
nope. He takes great pains to ensure no innocent people get hurt. The only people who get hurt are the criminals he set up as patsies. There is an unnecessary sex scene in the movie that I wish they had cut out, but aside from that, it is vastly superior to the original.
Interesting. I've seen the, I've seen the case in the movie, like in the DVD back in the day, but Best Buy, but it's
Dennis Leary, Rene Russo, Pierce Brosnan, brilliant cast, brilliant movie.
I like Pierce Brosnan in a few movies like GoldenEye and stuff, but it was just I don't know, it never caught my attention.
But with GoldenEye, that was really more of a sequel as part of a series. Now, I have a list of 5 movies that grossed more than any other, as opposed to, before we get back to our regular scheduled topic, people,
we're going to end off with the Matrix.
So real quick, The Lion King, the cartoon, grossed over $1.6 billion globally. The live action movie, while people consider it a flop now, even though it technically was a success in theaters, grossed $968 million.
Which movie is this? Which movie?
Okay, so
Lion King, the live action.
2019 live action Lion King grossed $1.6 billion globally. Well, the 1994 cartoon grossed only $968 million globally.
Now adjust for inflation.
Now, adjust for inflation, you might have a little bit different, but I'm not sure. I'm assuming that these numbers aren't adjusted for inflation.
Yeah,
so,
and that's the problem, because back then there weren't as many theaters and the prices were a lot lower.
Right. So Beauty and the Beast, 1.2 billion worldwide, while the animated cartoon 425 globally, by the way, million.
Yeah, and again, just for inflation, it made more.
Right. It probably might have made more if you adjust for inflation. Absolutely. I'm not. The Departed, Martin Scorsese's remake of the Hong Kong.
I was going to bring that up and see if there was any Leo connections with The Departed.
Right. So the Departed, the Martin Scorsese version. Scorsese, the S is silent. The S is silent. Scorsese brought in 291 million worldwide, which is
good movie.
Double what the original brought in. Now, Ocean's 11, the 2001.
What was the original? Was there was an original Departed?
It was the original version was the Hong Kong, was a Hong Kong film called Eternal Affairs.
Oh, okay.
And it brought in half of that.
Gotcha.
Worldwide. And Ocean's 11, the original one, the original Ocean's 11 with the Rat Pack, worldwide, with not counting inflation, only brought in $5 million. Not counting inflation. So whatever $5 million was in 1960, account for inflation. If somebody wants to do that and do the numbers,
that's probably a lot of money still.
Right. And the
But I do agree. I did enjoy the Ocean's 11 with
the Ocean's
Brad Pitt
Brad Pitt and them. Well, that version brought in $450 million worldwide.
Yeah, I really did enjoy that one. The sequel didn't do. I didn't like the sequel, but I did like the third one. And but not.
What is inflation on $5 million from 1960 to now?
I don't know.
Let me just finish right now what I've got here, because I've just figured out Lion King, adjusted for inflation, made $2.19 billion.
Right, just from inflation. Okay,
yep.
So
and Beauty and the Beast, adjusted for inflation, made $1.08 billion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so so looking at
so $5 billion in what year?
I already looked it up. In 1960, $5 million adjusted for inflation now is $56 million today, where the original Ocean's 11 at 5 million in 1960, bringing it to 56.6 million today, would be still much less than the 450 million globally with Ocean's 11 2001.
But how much did they spend on it too?
Yeah, that's the other question.
What was the gross?
I don't have those numbers on that.
But
I don't have those numbers.
Either way, you're right. I did enjoy. I mean, not that I ever saw the original Rat Pack version of Ocean's 11, but yeah, I guess there are like one or two remakes that are superior. But it's a rarity. It really hits me wrong when I hear that a movie's being remade, like when they did RoboCop or Total Recall, which we should actually talk about that before we talk about The Matrix.
What we will do is eventually, I think we should have an episode, and let us know in chat or in the comments if you guys are watching after the show is published. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see us do a show about massive movie flops as opposed to their counterparts, the original versions, which were massive movie hits, and also to the contrary, where we had a massive movie flop and then the remake was a massive movie hit. Let us know if you'd like to see that in the chat, please.
I think one of those would be a much shorter stream. but yeah, I
as far as
agree,
Total Recall,
yeah.
There's always been the question in Total Recall: what was it all just implanted memories, or
exactly,
or did it actually happen? Here's the answer.
And
we're at Total Recall now. We're at Total
I have
Recall.
the answer. I have the answer.
And that's kind of like the Shutter Island.
No. In this case, I have the answer.
You have the definitive answer.
The objective, solid, no question about it. Answer: it happened. Because you see too many scenes outside of his character's perspective.
I agree.
It could not be unless he were there.
You know what tipped it off for me, at least for me believing that it was real? The scene with the man that comes in and he has the sweat dripping from his face.
Are we talking about the original Total Recall or the remake?
Yes, there's no reason to talk about the sequel.
Yeah. Fuck the Colin Farrell. Yeah, we're not talking about that.
All right, just wanted to make sure because because it is
based on a book. The Arnold Schwarzenegger character. I forget what his name is in the movie, but Quaid.
Quaid, yeah.
Colin, like he is supposed to be like an everyman type of guy. Like he's not supposed to be a big buff type of character, but Arnold like pulled that movie off. That movie was so well done for its time with Michael Ironside and who is the woman in
Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone, yeah,
and of course Ronnie Cox as the main bad guy.
Yeah. And then there was also the mutant Quato and the guy
Benny.
that played him and
Benny.
Benny, yeah. Man, I got 5 kids to feed, and then he's like,
Benny, screw you!
I got 4 kids to feed. What's happened to number 5?
You caught me.
I named one of my cats one time number 5 because of that movie. That's what happened to number 5. She became one of my cats.
The funny thing about this movie is this is yet another blockbuster that was created off of an awful Philip K. Dick piece.
I like Philip K. Dick, but it wasn't culturally loved, but it was a great movie. They made it into a great piece of media, That's what I love about this so much. The acting was so good. The plot was so good. The special effects, they didn't have so much computer See, that's what I love about movies back in this era. They had just enough CGI to be able to do stuff like have that head come off.
That was great.
Lady. I actually have a
bust.
A thumbnail from doing a video on this. Let me see if I can find it while I'll talk about it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's really quite funny because it has my face coming off of Arnold Schwarzenegger's head, and it actually looks pretty damn good.
You've used it. You used it in your bumpers several times.
No,
it's not the same one? No,
it's a different one. But I'll go ahead and talk about it while.
Real quick. Movies that we've covered tonight. With Total Recall now being added into it, we've Inception, The Truman Show, Dark City, Wizard of Oz in particular. At a glance comparison, right? Total Recall being in high octane satire that uses sci-fi memory implantation, just like a particular other movie, Dark City, to a certain degree. The line between reality and manifestation is manufactured illusion. While it shares a deep philosophical roots with Inception, The Truman Show, Dark City, and The Wizard of Oz, now those balance highly in the concept of existential themes with versatile violence and versatile violence and blockbuster spectaculars like magics and whatnot. But at a glance, right? Total Recall, the subjective is reality, while you have subjective reality, while Inception is more subconscious architecture, and The Truman Show is a manufactured environment, while Dark City is manipulation. And The Wizard of Oz, well, it's an escapist dream in comparison.
Well, and from what you said, it's like a horror nightmare as well.
Right. And The Wizard of Oz is like virtually a psychological horror if you think about it. The nature of Total Recall with the implanted memories versus espionage, and it's quite different than the Dark City in 1998 with the nocturnal city altered by where you have your memories altered by aliens, where in the Inception, the multi-layered structure dreamscape is pretty much where your nature of the illusion realm is in the dream realm. And also the same with The Wizard of Oz to a certain degree. It's in the dream realm. And it's more vibrant and subconscious in a fantasy world, whether in comparison to the others. While Truman Show, it is a corporate backdrop for mental manipulation to set a broadcasting scale. Now this is like you have multiple movies on the same pathway, but they're going in different directions. And it sounds like a jumbled mess when we talk about all these movies, but we put them together, and I've been trying to piece each of these movies together that I've seen, and I've been like kind of taking a few notes while we've been talking, trying to figure out which movies are more likely to be of like the same alternate universe, the same thought process of manipulation, the same which ones are in which category of whether are you dreaming, are you in another universe, are you just completely insane. And the protagonist's journey for each one of these storylines, with The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy is seeking a way back home. whether it be out of her dream state, out of this alternate universe. Dark City, the protagonist wakes with the powers to overthrow the creators, in a sense, right? And so the Truman Show, Truman himself, he has to realize that he's being manipulated. And that's while in some of these stories you're dealing with the hero's journey, others you're dealing with the battle amongst the evil within your own brain or within your own world or somebody else's world, which you got in Inception, navigating the grief, from grief to plant an idea and then return home. And
James is even that even follows with Alice in Wonderland as well.
Right. And escaping into the mundane for a Total Recall, right? He's actually wants to escape into the mundane world, but he becomes a literal savior.
He doesn't know what's out there. Like, to him, it might not be like to him. And actually, in reality, the mundane life is the life that he's living in that container in the Truman Show. Outside is where anything is possible. Like, he's not safe. Like, people aren't protecting him and making sure that he has a good perfect life, and everybody's kind to him and stuff. Like, he's fighting to have a real world life, like a life outside of the protection of the dome.
Right.
The funny thing is,
sorry.
The funny thing is, all the stories you're talking about there, they all have those things in common. But 3 years after this movie, Arnold's in another movie where his reality is not what he thinks it is. Last Action Hero.
Action Hero.
He's a character trapped.
Pleasure of mine. I love that movie so much.
He's a character trapped in a movie and doesn't even know he's a character in a movie. And then
when he finds out he is, his world is destroyed.
Right.
Like,
but then the boy. Now that right there, because of the boy, now the real world, the fantasy world collide because of this boy. In a sense, this boy is the trigger to everything.
And when he gets a taste of the real world,
the Harry Houdini ticket,
But when he gets a taste of the real world, and he starts to realize that, like, hey, a bullet doesn't make a car explode. There's consequences here. But then he hears Mozart.
Yeah, exactly.
And he talks with Danny's mother, who's a real woman, not a movie character.
Yeah. And she's like, do you like Mozart? I think I will. Yeah. I love that.
So, it's just absolutely amazing.
And then you see Ian McKellen as Death. That was such a good addition to the movie.
Back off! You're not taking him.
He's
only curious.
The boy.
He's not on any of my lists.
You
exactly. Are, Daniel.
So, but really, Total Recall has a bigger connection in my. Total Recall, in my opinion, has a bigger connection to Inception, right? If you think about it, right? Because its whole thought process is a blur of reality, where the architecture of the mind, both movies feature technology.
I think it's more Shutter Island, but I agree. It does have that.
Shutter Island is only a delusion. There's
like I said, I haven't seen Shutter Island, so I couldn't compare it. I can't compare it because
but from what we talked about, it's like the ambiguous kind of ending.
Right, but with Inception and Total Recall, right? Both movies feature the technologies that make dreams and fabrications indistinguishable from real life. Where in Total Recall, the memories are memory implants, which come from come with a warning. Pretty much, the brain can suffer schizoid type embolisms if the illusion shattered. In Inception, the dreams risk falling into limbo state, right? So unconscious dreaming space, blah blah blah. There's a loss of track in what's real in both case scenarios, right? So Total Recall and Inception, they sit there like kind of hand in hand for me on that thought process.
Yeah.
And
I
both
agree.
films have an ambiguous ending. The films leave their resolutions open to interpretation, while Total Recall ends with blinding light, hinting that Douglas Quaid might just actually be undergoing a lobotomy. You know, Inception's famously cut to black before Cobb. His top is spinning and falls or wobbles, just leave. It's ambiguous, that ending right there. Both of those movies have like a major ambiguous ending, the execution of which Inception treats its dream as dream mechanics like a structured mathematical heist with strict rules, kicks, totems, and time dilation. And Total Recall, it treats the premise as like a chaotic paranoid playground where the audience actively gaslights is actually gaslit. Total Recall gaslights the audience alongside the protagonist. The execution of those two movies, they have very firm symbolism together. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off again.
No, I agree. I'm enjoying hearing you
hearing me freak out, having
I don't think Total Recall gaslit anyone. I mean, they make it very obvious that it's
I've
not
had arguments with people that are dead set that it was all in it was all in his head, and and I see their point, but I don't buy it. Like
you can't see the meeting between Ronnie Cox and Michael Ironside if it's his dream. He's not in that office.
Well,
so how are we seeing them talk?
Let's say that again.
There's a meeting between Ronnie Cox and Michael Ironside in Ronnie Cox's office. How are we seeing that meeting where Arnold Schwarzenegger is not?
Oh, okay.
If it's his dream. If it's his dream, we can't see that scene. The fact that we see that scene tells us it's not a dream. That's it. End of story. It's real.
That's a good point.
So I want to recognize James in chat. He says no such thing as a schizoid embolism. I'm like, trust me, I am having one right now. I am in the middle of a schizoid embolism. Thank you, James.
And now we'll go ahead and get into the final.
Jamie. I said I'm having a schizoid embolism, and she says we saw that too. Thank you, Jamie.
Thing is, he's right. There is no such thing as a schizoid embolism, but there are schizoid embolisms. That's how embolism is spelled, with an O, not an E.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and finish it off with the movie that kind of set my. Yeah, we talked about Dark City earlier. But the movie that began my trek into the idea of different realities of living in a someone else's reality, or being a part of something that we just can't see, touch, or feel, as they say in the Matrix, and that is the Matrix trilogy. I thoroughly enjoyed the entirety of every single film except the fourth one, which I only saw parts of because it was pissing me off too much. But I really enjoyed the symbolism and the religious symbolism, the philosophical and psychological symbolism in the Matrix, and obviously it takes place in a world where you don't even know what year it is, and I have my own theories on how it connects to a TV show from the late 80s, I believe, that I'm going to do a video on someday. But the Matrix, the Agent Smith, when he has Morpheus locked in that room, and he has that monologue where he's talking about, I have tried to
classify your species.
Quantify your species, and
Classify
you're not actually mammals. From what I've seen, or from what I've found, there is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern as you humans, and it's a virus. You're a cancer to this planet, and like it's just so like it's giving me goosebumps just thinking about. But like
that speech is bullshit. He says every mammal on this planet
it is bullshit.
Seeks,
but
he said, let me say. He says every mammal on this planet seeks a balance with its environment, but you humans do not. No, mammals do not seek a balance. When wolves and cougars were extirpated from the eastern part of the United States, deer started overpopulating the eastern side of the United States. As a result, Lyme disease is an epidemic along the eastern coast of the United States because mammals do not seek a balance. They seek to multiply until there's nothing left, and then they just spread to another area.
Yeah. I love that. I love it so much. And like you can see the dread in Morpheus's face as he's like realizing that he's actually saying a true statement. He is trying to manipulate him into giving him the codes, but like he's also kind of like realizing that maybe what he's saying isn't so far from the truth.
But it is.
All right, so the Matrix to me has while it has a lot of like Inception in it, it has a lot of Total Recall in it. It's got a lot of the Wizard of Oz in it. Pretty much, they make the Wizard of Oz references in the Matrix. Yeah. They make Alice in Wonderland references in it, and but with the Wizard of Oz and the Matrix, the shared thread, both films are ultimately fish out of water journeys, right? Where the protagonist is violently uprooted from the mundane. Where one, it's monochrome and drab world. Even the same same thing with Neo and his Mr. Anderson's life, where he's a desk worker and he's under like these fluorescent lights. It's kind of like this, kind of similar to the monochrome world that Dorothy lives in. And
well, that's true, yeah.
And so like where these quote unquote fish out of water journeys. I don't know any better way to put it, right? But the protagonist is violently uprooted from the nuance and mundane drab worlds that thrust them into fantastical new realities where they must defeat the oppressive ruler, in one case being a wicked witch, or the other case being these sentinels that, if you've seen me in the thumbnail, can you pop up the thumbnail? Look at me. Do you have the access to pop up that thumbnail so people can look at me in that thumbnail? I look good and devastating. If you guys seen the thumbnail for today, I look good.
Yeah, I'll put it up right now.
I just want everybody to worship me as a sentinel, right over here underneath everybody's text. Look at that. Look at me. Look at me right there as a sentinel.
Now I see you.
Look at me as a sentinel. Forget that handsome guy in the center.
About Vanilla Sky, but we'll talk about that another time.
But the question is, as you're talking over and over about reality. But the question is, what is real? How do you define real?
Yeah, how do
if
you
you're talking
define
about
real?
if you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell,
Yeah,
what you
it's just
can
electrical
taste and see,
impulses. Yeah,
then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
yeah.
I mean,
Right,
it's
and
the
that
truth. So it's like, even if you are stuck in the matrix, how does that actually affect your life? You're
Well,
living your life clueless that you're in a matrix, but you're living your life. Everything is going the way it normally does.
But to
I think
quote Neo in the Matrix, the cipher explicitly references the connection when the cipher tells Neo Kansas is going bye bye.
yeah,
However, their trajectories are inverted. Neo leaves this fake world that he cannot touch, he cannot feel, he really cannot sense or taste anything. And whereas Dorothy leaves her real world for a world that is quite more of a perception, and her real world being something that she can taste, she can touch. She's in a world where there's more color, more whatever, and the fake world where Dorothy is it's a complete opposite parallels between but the same story to a certain degree between Neo and Dorothy, and if you think about it, right? Because Neo has to navigate his way through the world that he's once called home, and then now is found as fake, where Dorothy has to navigate her way through a world that is completely foreign to her, and to make her way home. Wild. Sorry. I was just because I was reminded of when the cipher and his statement of
Yeah.
Kansas is
yeah,
going bye
yeah,
bye.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then the whole, when he's meeting with Agent Smith, and he's like, the one thing that I've learned is that ignorance is bliss, and
is
he takes a
bliss.
bite of that.
I wish they
delicious
had
looking
left
steak.
that scene out of the movie.
Really,
It gives away that Cypher is a traitor. You
But
shouldn't
but
know
that's
he's
the
a
whole
traitor
point is,
until
like in the very next scene, you see him dropping the phone, and I mean, it's I don't think it's supposed to be hidden.
that's
But
my point. They didn't need to show it. It could have been held until he gets out. Okay, yeah. And then all of a sudden, he blasts at you guys. And then he sits down and explains to Trinity why he's doing it. And then it's like, you can't go back. Oh, yes, I can. They're going to stick me right back in. So it's like, by giving it away. Did either of you ever see Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah.
Okay. Theatrical version, you get to see the cocky little kid at the beginning of the movie. In the director's cut, that scene is deleted, and the movie is 10 times better for it. Because you don't know that he's a mole. So it's just one of those things where it's like, it could have been less is more.
I mean, I guess, but I thought it was a powerful scene because it showed that there are people that are in the Matrix that aren't happy with that aren't happy being pulled out of that life. That would rather go in, because like when Neo gets pulled out, you're like, yeah, he's saved now. So like you meet everybody, you meet Mouse and
Tank,
the whole
Switch,
yeah, exactly.
APOC.
Tank and Dozer and everybody, and you think to yourself, like, so everybody's living in the real world now, they're happy, but then you find out that Cypher is a Judas character, and that's why it's so important that scene's in there, because there's so much spiritual like biblical symbolism, and he is the Judas that is trying to sell Neo out for the silver.
Sell Morpheus out.
No, The codes to Zion.
Yeah, that's what Morpheus says.
Yeah,
Neo
exactly.
doesn't have that.
Yeah. Hey, Sig Balderson, I haven't seen you around here tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to close down in just a little bit, but thank you for showing up and supporting the channel, man. Hope you're having a good night.
Sig Balderson, right on. Good seeing you, buddy. So now, The Matrix and Total Recall. Big comparisons there. Where The Matrix and Total Recall, we got a shattered shattered reality threads, and we have shared threads amongst the two. And there's a lot of differences as well. Both films follow the regular worker, a regular person, or so they think they are, a hacker or a construction worker. One discovers the identity of life history, routine, relationships, incomplete or complete. They're all fabrications. The difference between The Matrix, which leaves no doubt that the real world is grim. It's post-apocalyptic and it's a wasteland, while Total Recall purposefully blurs the lines until the final frame, leaving the audience, to question whether or not Douglas Quaid is truly a secret agent on Mars or just experiencing a severe lobotomy from a vacation simulation gone wrong. So like you have the gonna save the rest of existence, save the people or whatever, or I'm on vacation and I'm having a lobotomy gone wrong. The thought process is two different sides of that same coin, and it's kind of wild. But then you look at like The Matrix versus Dark City, right, where the shared thread is just. While both films were released, I don't know, roughly about a year or two apart, they were released about the same time. Speaking of the
comparison
right?
between Dark City and The Matrix, when I said that Murdoch means son of man of the sea, or sea of man of sea, or something. I forgot what it was now that I'm thinking about. But Anderson literally translates from Roman, I believe.
It means mariner or sea warrior.
Son of man.
So Murdoch means sea warrior or mariner.
Yeah. Son. Yeah. So yeah, man of the sea or something like that.
Yeah.
And
ruler of the sea, actually.
Thomas Anderson translates to son of man, so it's kind of a hint that he is like the Christ figure, for which you find out in the later movies that he literally is. And
Zeta, you're confusing me here. What you keep talking about a trilogy and later movies. I mean, there was The Matrix, and it definitely deserved a sequel, but I don't remember there ever being any sequels. There should have been. Would have been great if there had been. Just all we ever got was just the first Matrix. It's a shame.
I disagree, but I actually really loved Reloaded and Revolutions. I love the entire the trilogy.
I watched the trilogy all as a trilogy. Part 4, I walked out of the theaters 15 minutes in.
Yeah, well, I didn't walk out of the theaters, but I stopped watching the movie.
You were a teenager when these 3 movies came out, weren't you?
What was it?
No, I'm talking to Zeta.
I was 22, or no. No, when these movies, no,
1999, the first one.
Right. I was 17 going on 18, but I didn't see the movie until 2000 or 2001. I remember I remember I actually didn't. I went and rented the movie. I stayed home from school.
No, you had to be younger than that, because 1997, I was 18 years old. Oh no, I was 1997.
No, you
anyhow.
weren't.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Never mind. I can't do math tonight. I can't do math tonight. I'm thinking about nerd shit, not math. I'm sorry. Make me younger. Let me be younger than I am. Let me lie about my age. Let me lie about my age, for God's sake.
Okay.
Yeah, you were
But around
23 in 97, KJ.
Yeah, well,
But yeah,
let me lie about my age.
I remember when I was I didn't see the movie, but me and this girl that lived down the street, we missed the bus to school, and so we walked to the movie store and we rented it, and I went back to her house. And me and her fooled around while the movie was
so you still didn't see the movie?
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't actually see the movie.
I wonder if he thinks the movie was a complete different movie. Yeah, wasn't The Matrix a porno?
I don't think I actually saw the movie until maybe even 2003 with my ex-fiance. So yeah.
So Dark City and The Matrix had a few shared threads as well. While they were released, you said a year apart, I think you said?
Yes, 1 year. 1 year.
Okay, 1 year apart. While Dark City was more of a cyber noir, The Matrix was more of a cyber steampunk, I guess would be a great way to put it.
And I guess in a way, I would say,
because I mean, with the post-apocalyptic future, when he gets out of the thing, it's
future.
When he gets out of the pod, it's like with the Sentinels. You
mean like this one right here?
Yeah, exactly like that handsome fellow, that handsome Sentinel right there, just like that, so like very, like, I want to say cyber steampunk, where you have like a noir sense with Dark City, right? And so there's like, even though it's different, it's like also kind of like similar in a sense. Where you have like that's just the aesthetics. Your lone protagonist realizes his physical environment is entirely artificial. Those are the similarities. Instead of a digital grid, the physical world of Dark City is physically rearranged around midnight aliens. So to speak, your quote unquote
midnight aliens that take over corpses to get around and stuff.
Right. Yeah. While Neon uses code to fight.
Neo, not Neon.
Did I say Neon? I meant Neo.
I said Neon. You're not good with words today.
Today is words is bad.
Yeah, words
Neon is the child.
Good today.
Neon is the child of Neo and Aeon Flux.
Yeah, right. So Neo uses like his digital code to fight. He subconsciously hacks.
It's like his spider sense in a way,
right? He's like subconsciously hacking the code within the Matrix.
The gold code is supposed to represent angels. Like in past versions of the Matrix, that's why Seraph, like the seraphim angels. That's why the gold code was around Seraph, who protects the Oracle, because he was once an angel, and that's what another biblical reference.
But then here's another difference here now is that you got the Governor, John Murdoch himself develops telekinesis. In a sense,
not
just telekinesis, but like actually being able to change the environment.
Yeah, he's able to reshape his city.
It's called tuning.
Tuning.
Yeah. And so like major comparisons and differences at the same time. But when with Dark City, I find that like while a lot of people would have figured that like Dark City and Total Recall are very similar, I also kind of put, like as I said, The Matrix and Total Recall, and they have and Total Recall and Dark City. They're like virtually on like kind of the same levels.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with the Dark City and Matrix comparison.
Now I've
actually in the past stream I've actually made that comparison.
Now I'm going to make a leap here because we covered earlier the Truman Show.
Building. You know, the first time nobody's ever made it the first time they jump.
So this is I'm making like a George Reeves Superman leap from a tall building here.
Shit, Dutch, are you fucking kidding me? Thank you so much, man.
God damn it!
Oh.
I tried to get Jamie Lynn Simons, and I got myself instead.
You gifted to yourself.
You gifted to yourself. Oh,
damn it!
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much
I was trying.
Channel alive, man.
I was trying to get Jamie. Darn it! I'm sorry, Jamie.
Dude, that means so much, man.
YouTube, check your algo.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Don't make a big deal of it.
That means a lot. That you have no idea
you're
like
welcome.
how much
it's okay.
that helps
It's all right.
keep the channel alive. I'm gonna play a video for you that you haven't seen before. All right, I do these every once in a while.
In the alley lanes where shadows creep, a feline night won't ever sleep. With catarangs and claws that gleam, he pounces forth to claim the scene. His cape unfurls, a shadow's flight. He battles through the pitch of night. For every thief and wayward rat, he fights because you've had his back. Thank you for your kindness, true. You fuel his strength, you shape his view. Your super chat's a beacon bright. He roams the dark, he fights the night.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, that is awesome. And I'm going to read off who got those gifted memberships. You got yourself one. I am Cyan Jackson also got one, and
Ms. Asia Mom and the NLVBD.
Yeah, exactly. And then Richard Spake got one, and Rocket Gal also got one. Man, and
if you guys really want to thank me, renew your memberships when the 4 weeks are up.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. That's so cool. And hopefully Jamie will get you a membership sometime soon. You know maybe if I don't know if you have an X account or if you have a Discord, but don't tell anybody. But maybe I'll get you in the member stream tomorrow night if you want, and watch the movie. I don't want you to be left out just listening to us talk about a movie. So we'll see.
We'll get you in the member stream.
Try and get me. Try and reach me on X at Nerd Archaeology, or on Discord, or on Facebook as well. I'm also on Facebook. So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
let's see if I can get you there. Let's see what we can do here.
I didn't mean to derail the entire stream.
No. I make sure all of my support gets pointed out, because
Theta's Twitter address is now in the chat. Jamie, if you haven't already done so, make sure you follow Theta on Twitter, and we'll make sure we send you a thing. Also, going to, while I'm at it,
you're gonna send her a thing? Ew.
Yeah, send us a thing. Send us a whatchamacallit,
Ooh, those are tasty.
Yeah, those are tasty. Yeah, send us a friend invite over there, and we'll send you an invitation to tomorrow night's members stream. Also, by the end of the night, I'll make sure that Dutch Gradient's Twitter page is up there as well, and mine as well.
Oh yeah.
In the meantime,
we'll definitely be putting everybody and promoting everybody. And
my
then,
YouTube page will be my YouTube page is enough.
Real quick,
okay.
So
I do want to mention one more movie real quick because it is one of my favorite movies as well, and that's Tron. That is another movie where Kevin Flynn goes into another reality, which is the computer system, which is kind of like the Matrix. So
before we get there,
what's that?
Before we get there, could we briefly talk about another very similar to the Matrix story that came out just 3 months after the Matrix, even though it was made a year before the Matrix, called is it called Harsh Realm?
Oh, I have never heard of that.
It was a show on Fox starring
a TV show. Okay.
Yep, starring D.B. Sweeney. It was canceled after like 3 episodes. They did make 9, and there was a script for a 10th. It was bizarre. It was basically a military VR program had been made that has recreated at least the entire United States, if not the entire world. Unfortunately, a rogue general has taken control of the VR from within, and he is somehow managing to evade capture because he's not actually in the facility. He's tying in from somewhere outside the facility, so they send in the hero of the show to take him out and end the game. And
it's kind of like, have you heard of the movie Extends?
No.
It's a David Cronenberg movie, I believe it is, but it's kind of the same premise. There's a video game where this group is trying out this video game, and they think that it's just a game, but then when they die in the game, they die in real life.
There it is.
Harsh Realm.
So Harsh Realm, it was. So about Harsh Realm, right? It was marketed as The Matrix meets The Platoon. If you remember the movie Platoon, Matrix meets Platoon. In a sci-fi drama, The Harsh Realm, that soldier.
Is a crazy combination of movies.
Right. So a soldier, Lieutenant Thomas Hobbs, also known as Hobbs. He gets away. He gets in way over his head when he is recruited for a government-sponsored war game involving flesh and blood people, digital representations of those people, and entities that look real but exist only in a virtual reality.
They're known as VCs, virtual characters. Yeah.
And they were known as virtual characters in this harsh realm, now ruled by the clever retired Sergeant Major Omar Sargento. When he
looks very familiar.
In the movie, he's Santiago, not Sargento, and you know him from
Santiago.
Lost.
Right. He was played by Terry Quinn. It says Terry Quinn. When he enters the harsh realm, Hobbs leaves his pregnant fiancée, Sophie Green, in the real world.
He doesn't know that she is pregnant when he goes in.
And Sophie Green is played by Samantha Mathis.
Yeah, so Samantha Mathis, who is a very beautiful woman and has been in many movies.
And wasn't she also in Sliders, which I was actually going to bring up too?
I don't think so.
No.
Although
all right, maybe. Samantha Mathis is she
the one on the very left?
She's the one, the blonde. She's blonde.
The blonde. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Samantha Mathis is known for movies like Broken Arrow. She was in Broken Arrow. She was in American Psycho.
Oh, Broken Arrow.
She was Daisy in the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993.
That's the one I remember her from.
That's exactly where I know her from. Yeah, Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo.
Right.
And D.B. Sweeney over there from Cutting Edge or what was it? Fire in the Sky. He was also
Fire in the Sky.
Yeah, he was also in the Fox TV show Strange Luck.
And the guy on the very right, he looks familiar as well.
That's what I'm talking about. That's D.B. Sweeney.
Oh no! Oh, that's D.B. Sweeney. Okay.
Yeah, D.B. Sweeney. He was one of the stars in the show. And like your main character though was played by Scott Barstow,
and he is not a very good actor. Sorry, he just isn't.
Yeah, no, I understand.
The show basically there's only 9 episodes with a 10th script, and Eclectic Goat has been covering 2 episodes a week, with one unfortunately having been skipped because she was sick, and of the 9 episodes, like 4 of them are actually pretty decent because they deal with the script, they deal with the main story, and the other 5 are like Monster of the Week, and it's just kind of a little
like X-File-y type.
Oh, very much. It's a Chris Carter show.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He cast the main guy because the main guy had been in an episode of X-Files and Carter liked him. But the whole point is this is a show about real people who are in this virtual reality. And there are virtual characters, VCs, who don't know that they're virtual characters.
It's kind of reminding me of Superhuman Samurais. It was like a knockoff of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But,
now, some of the VCs figure out that they're not real, and they're not sure what to make of it.
Know that?
Most VCs don't know that they're not real.
Gotcha.
And it seems to be implied that every person alive when this program began has a virtual character in the game. There's one military guy, a real guy, who goes in, finds his virtual wife, in other words, the copy from the real world, and their son, and proceeds to have 2 more children with this virtual wife.
In a so they're not real children. They're just
right. They're just in the game. Whereas in the real world, we meet his wife, and she still only has the one son.
Yeah,
it's like ooh,
that is harsh. If I might
so the actor that plays the main character in this, Scott Barstow, he's best known for being Luke in The Postman. He was in Tuck Everlasting as Miles Tuck.
Costner.
Yeah, with Kevin Costner, 1997's The Postman, and he was on 13 episodes, a regular on a television sitcom called Breaking News. If you remember that show.
I remember News Radio with Joe Rogan and David Foley from Kids in the Hall.
All right. Something you might remember him from as well. He was Ned in the 1998 classic, which lasted from 1998 to 2000, Party of 5. He was in 20 episodes of Party of 5.
Never watched a minute of it.
I was never a Melrose Place, Beverly Hills 90210, or any of those. Like I liked Jennifer Love Hewitt, but I never watched those shows.
But his last thing was a TV movie.
That I followed were like Sliders and Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Loved Sliders
and Twin Peaks, stuff like that.
So he had a few things that lasted a minute on television, and he was all television. Never went into mainstream entertainment.
I bet. Yeah.
But the last thing he did was a direct-to-TV movie called Android Apocalypse in 2006.
Very well thought out.
That was 20 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, that was the last thing he ever did was Android Apocalypse in 2006, and then
his agent was like, "You're fired."
And the TV show reads for the tagline: "In an age when machines dominate the world, the fate of man
so that's
rests
pretty much like
in the
Captain
hands
Power
of an
and the
outlaw."
Soldiers of the Future. That's literally how Captain Power starts out as that monologue.
In a world.
In 2167, machines rule the world. And yeah.
James Caserta is on fire. He just said free guy too. Yeah. Virtual characters who don't know they're virtual characters.
Reynolds.
Yeah, they're NPCs.
But I always wanted to.
Oh, you should. It's well worth watching and watch it again too. Watch it multiple times.
I really like. I really do enjoy a lot of Ryan Reynolds movies, even after Van Wilder era, Chaos Theory. That was a good movie. He did some good work, but
just like Harsh Realm, where it's a video game where virtual characters don't know they're virtual. Free Guy is a video game where the NPCs, non-player characters, don't know that they're NPCs.
Yeah.
Until Ryan Reynolds,
I know
until Ryan Reynolds breaks his programming and figures it out.
Yeah, and it sounds interesting. I always kind of was interested in it, but I didn't know if it was because it reminded me of Pixels, and I didn't enjoy Pixels.
Oh God,
no. It's much different. So Pixels is the video game world comes
With
into
Adam
reality,
Sandler
but they're aliens disguising themselves as video games, not video games itself. It's not really a video game world, but in this case scenario where the Free Guy is an NPC. Have you ever watched the? Have you ever watched
Ready Player One in a way?
Well, no, even
no, Ready Player One, they're all real people.
Right. I'm going to suggest a YouTube channel for you to watch. They're
not all real. Like if you read the book, they're not all real people. But yeah,
right.
There are occasional bots. Yeah,
there are occasional bots and NPCs that play as but this right here, he is a glitched out NPC. Now, I would recommend he doesn't start glitched, but I would recommend a YouTube show called Epic NPC Man.
Okay.
All right.
I'll write that down.
Is that from Viva La Dirt League?
Yes.
Yes. They have hilarious videos.
Viva La Dirt League. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Epic NPC Man. Basically, it's again NPCs in a video game. They don't know it, but sometimes they figure it out, and sometimes they don't. There's no continuity between episodes. They're all shorts, and they're hilarious.
They're all shorts and hilarious, but it's something that you ought to watch. It's a recommended title.
I'm writing it down right there. I got it.
Oh yeah, Epic NPC Man, by Viva La Dirt League. And the Free Guy kind of takes that kind of premise where
I remember the trailers very clearly. Like it looked interesting, and I really wanted to.
Yeah, Theta. This is homework, Theta.
All right, so
well, I have two pieces of homework. I gotta read all of the Wizard of Oz books, and then I gotta watch this movie, and
several times.
Several times. Okay.
All right, so I have a breakdown for you on this one. Now, since we brought it up, I'm going to compare this movie to The Matrix.
Really? Okay.
Okay, now think about it. Okay, so you have a character in a video game world, in a computer simulation, who automatically goes to being more than just an NPC.
Okay,
where
so
Neo,
he's like the anomaly.
It's the exact opposite side of the coin from the Matrix.
No. They're not even on the. They're not even in the same pocket.
No, hear me out. Both feature a protagonist who realize their lives are digital simulations. The Free Guy, a brightly colored optimist action comedy about an artificial intelligence, whereas the Matrix is a dark, sophisticated cyberpunk thriller.
Oh, fuck. Sean, how are you doing, man?
Right.
Sean, this KJ, this is the guy that I keep comparing you to, my friend that lives in town.
Hey,
this is my friend Sean Johnston. Pixels was pretty good. I didn't enjoy. I didn't really like Pixels. I mean, there were parts of it that were funny, but dude, yeah, thank you for coming in, man. It's been a while. We need to hang out sometime.
Now it's a pleasure meeting you. To my brother, Sean, how you doing? I hear a lot of good things about you. So regarding the Matrix and this movie, here's why I say there's key similarities. All right, as I said, both find out their world is simulated. One though being an NPC. The Awakening, both Neo and Guy start as ordinary men trapped in.
Is that what Ryan Reynolds' name is? Guy?
Yeah, he's Guy.
Okay.
He's Guy. Guy. They start out as regular, everyday working class men trapped in everyday scenarios. Now in everyday routines. They both feel.
Let's not spoil too much.
Right. Let's not spoil too much, but they both feel that their life.
I disagree, Sean. I think The Matrix aged appropriately, but the fourth movie is where I think it fell off. But that's just me.
So I still think the first Matrix is brilliant. I mean, The Matrix is brilliant. It's the only movie there ever was.
So they both feel that their life is a little mundane. They don't like where their life is at. Neo stuck at a desk job.
And he's also like very afraid. When he's trying to escape, like he's like. When he's being told to go out the window, like he's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get caught,
So
the Matrix
so Guy,
well, yeah, I mean, yeah, back then the CGI wasn't as good, but then again, I don't really like too much CGI in movies. Like I think that for its time, it looks good, it looks really good. But then you could also say that about other films from like the 80s, like or even like Total Recall, like we were saying, like the scene with the scene like I was showing earlier with the woman's head, that doesn't look too good, or when he pulls the thing out of his nose, it doesn't look too good. But
we have a lot of like.
How about when he loses his helmet on Mars?
Yeah,
the difference between practical effects and turn of the 20s 2000s CG effects, practical effects never really looked incredibly good, but they're always better in my opinion. But then again,
I like the story. 2000, yeah, that's what really caught my attention with the Matrix.
In 1999 and 2000, the CG animation was banger though for what it was at that point in time.
Yeah. Sean, I'm gonna have to stop you on this right here,
because the beginning of bullet time and all that stuff. So
because Guy has almost nothing in common with Neo. Neo is the guy who is not happy. Hang on. He is not happy with his surroundings. He knows there's more to this place. He's trying to figure out what the Matrix is. Guy, on the other hand, is happy with his life. He wakes up in the morning. Good morning, Goldie. He puts on the same shirt. He gets his cup of coffee. He says the line to the
he's like Truman
barista.
Right.
He's
just a character archetype.
He's constantly happy until he meets the girl and his programming gets glitched. But that doesn't make him miserable. It gives him drive.
But
he never he's never looking to escape from this world.
He's not looking to escape from this world, right? And it does give him drive, but they both have a mundane life. I mean, whether or not he sees it or not, you see it as the viewer. You see it as a viewer as a mundane life. He's just your standard blue-shirt NPC, and even the girl says that there's this weird blue-shirt NPC. Did they? And people are even the creators of the game are like, who is this blue-shirt guy dressed up as an NPC? We don't have that skin. That's not an official skin in the game. But beyond that, we as a viewer see the character as having a mundane life. And eventually there's a shifting awakening when they eventually choose to break the rules of their environment. So they both have the choice. While one's given the pills, the other one falls in love where he shouldn't because he's an NPC.
Right. The one is pulled out by other humans. This one wakes up on his own.
Right. This
is what I mean. Is he has nothing in common with
saying it's
Neo.
the same coin. They're just two sides. They're two sides of the same coin, though. In my opinion, that's but
those
the
coins,
accessory power,
their coins aren't even in the same pocket.
in both films, eyewear represents perception capability. The Matrix characters don't don the sunglasses, when they operate with enhanced hacker abilities in the code. In the Free Guy steals a pair of sunglasses, and the game's UI.
Wait. In Free Guy, the glasses actually do something. In the Matrix, they're for aesthetics. There's a big difference.
No, okay. Well, nitpicking just a little bit. I'm just pulling the similarities.
Sunglasses for me.
So, where you have the UI,
it's given away very early that all the player characters.
It's given away within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
All the player characters wear sunglasses.
Sean, I disagree, but I mean, I can see how other people could see could find it hard to watch. I mean, it is a 27-year-old movie. So,
Sean, what are your thoughts on Star Wars 1977?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, what do you think about the lightsaber technology back then?
And then you go down to the action manifestation of both movies, right? Once the protagonist understands the code,
is doing well, by the way.
Again, let's not give too much away, KJ.
Yeah,
okay. I'm going to try not to, but just once he understands the code, he's able to manipulate his environment and the physics of the environment, just like Neo is when understanding how to hack the Matrix as Neo. While slow motion,
except Guy never does any of that. The programmers do that for him.
Well, Guy figures out how to use the code and use the
he figures out how to play the game. That's all he figures out how to do.
Right. As an NPC, he shouldn't be able to do that.
Again, he glitched. Now he can play the game. It's just it's the Neo and Guy are completely different.
But it's realizing that your world's not exactly. But I see where you're going with that, and I can meet you halfway on that.
I appreciate it.
I'm
on the mountain of right. You're in the valley of wrong. Well, no, I'm kidding.
All right. Well,
I'm teasing. It was just a joke.
Okay, I just want to mention real quick. Sliders. That's another TV show that was very. It was one of my favorite TV shows back in the 90s. Had Jerry O'Connell and Arturo, forgot his name, and
John Rhys Davies.
Yeah, John Rhys Davies. That's it. And and
that cute brunette girl who her characters always ended up being graped in TV shows.
Yeah, well, but there was also a contract thing where like her character got switched out for another character at one point, and then at the very end, Jerry O'Connell had his brother take over his main character arc in the final season, and they're talking about doing a resurgence of the series now. I don't know how that would work out.
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell's talking about putting his own money into it. But I think it's in production hell right now.
They introduced
I think it's going to be there for a while too.
But
I did want to mention that because it was one of the first reality breaking shows. It was like a quantum spatial
I was going to say Quantum Leap was long before this.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I didn't watch Quantum Leap until after I had already gotten into this.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Jerry O'Connell has talked about putting his own money into doing a revival of the show, picking up where the show left off, and ultimately putting the two brothers back together.
Yeah.
Okay.
While one brother might be, based off of fan theory, if they were to do this, would have to be an alternate universe version of his brother, being that we saw
the reality shifting. It wasn't a superpower; it was a device that Jerry O'Connell made.
Yep.
He was a genius that created that. And mentioning Kids in the Hall, yeah, that is my favorite comedy troupe. And I think I told you this already, but I actually got to see them live in Houston when they did when they got back together, I think in 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. I drove to Houston and saw them live. It was great. We were almost on front row. Anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with reality bending, and we're going to start breaking down.
The Jerry O'Connell is offered to put his own money forward. The pitch is that Jerry O'Connell is putting together is that the idea will reunite the original 4 cast members and eventually bring in an alternate universe version of his brother. Mentioning that he wants to do a new generation of younger talent as well, who will eventually take over the mantle. But this will be
almost like the Ghostbusters Afterlife type of thing.
Yeah,
he wants to handpick. He wants to handpick who's going to come in.
Of
take
course,
over the
because
mantle.
he's putting his money into it, and he's become kind of like this. Type of control freak.
So he wants to handpick it so that way studios don't ruin the concept that was put together so many years ago by the team that made it great. He has directly urged streaming platforms like Tubi and other streaming platforms to pick up the series in order to push the need for a revival. There are also multiple forums that you can go and sign petitions to bring the show back. But the obstacle is that the
Fox
ownership
owns the rights.
of the intellectual property ownership is an issue because NBC Universal still owns the primary rights, but is tangled in a web of older network television contracts that has made it incredibly difficult for creators to secure required permissions to film new episodes. The returning to the roots and proposed reboot intends that to bypass the widely criticized action-heavy creative shifts later seasons. Instead, it would pick back up right after season 2, focusing on smart.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Focusing on smart, thought-provoking parallel world allegories. And it says that what they would do is they'd, from the last leap or the last parallel universe when they jump in, is they would jump in
season 2 or from the season 6?
From the season 6 last leap. That last leap will go right into an alternate version of season 2.
Oh, that's actually kind of a cool idea.
This is kind of like the thought process that we had last night regarding the proposed 4th movie in that series we talked about last night.
Yeah. I actually really like that kind of concept, but I haven't really thought about TV shows or movies doing that before.
Well, in the original series,
I don't think it's going to get off the ground, but I think that's a cool idea.
In the original series, they introduced a very interesting concept of the Cro-Mags.
Yeah.
A world where Cro-Magnons had developed in place of Homo sapiens, and they had high technology, and they got his sliding technology.
Yeah, and
now
they're
you couple
trying to follow him and capture him. Yeah.
Now couple that with the fact that he had several times been to alternate Earths and had to do his equations on a chalkboard in some basement to fix his sliding thing.
His device, yeah.
Leaving
I can't even count how many times that device has been broken and put back together.
So but that's a plot device. But so he was leaving instructions to multiple different worlds about how to do this.
And that actually makes it that would make the thought of season 6 going back to season 2 kind of more interesting, because he left the plans and maybe he slides into a past universe from season 2 where the plans were, and has to escape the Cro-Mags.
Not where I was going. I was thinking.
No, I know.
Let me just go on with my train of thought here. So you would have at some point in the show itself, and they never did this, and I wish they would have, where they jump into a world, and in the sky, a bunch of slider holes open, and a mess of Cro-Mag fighters come pouring through. On the other side of the sky, other slider gates open, different colored than Quinn's, different colored than the Cro-Mags, and a fleet of F-18s and F-16s come pouring through.
I thought that's where you're
because
going
there would
after.
Be a coalition of human worlds trying to fight back against the Cro-Mag invasion.
But that would have to end pretty quickly. Like that would be like a one season.
It'd be a season finale. It'd be a season. It would be one of those season build-up.
It would be a one season arc.
Yeah, it would be a season finale type of thing.
Yeah, it would be a season arc.
It would be,
and what you can do is, if you did it as like because what Jerry O'Connell was proposing to do it as a streaming network thing. Let's say you're they did to do like most streaming series is by making it about 8 to 10 episodes max. Then you have a direct to streaming movie, which will finalize it, which would be a great ending, appropriate ending, an appropriate ending to that. I think. I don't know. I'm just saying. If you're going to do something like that.
Oh,
and I think I did misread this. James, is reality shifting a superpower? Yes, it is. Franklin Richards has reality shifting. The Molecule Man has reality shifting powers. It is definitely a superpower. If you use
I would consider it a superpower.
Universe.
I would consider it a superpower as long as the world that around you, nobody else can use it. Then it'd be a superpower. Now, say for example, if you're in a digital world, like some of the realities that we were talking about, probably not, because if you're able to hack that digital world or whatever and become part of it,
it's like having the reality stone in the Marvel universe. I mean, that's a superpower.
Oh, I absolutely. But the Marvel universe, in that case scenario, would be like a more real world universe in comparison to a digital universe. That's all.
DJ Play Nice just dropped in to say hi.
The question is reality shifting a superpower? I would consider it a superpower.
DJ Play Nice just dropped by to say hi. Hey, DJ.
Stopping by to say hi and leave a like. Have fun and rock. Thank you so much. I'll
rock out with your mullet out, brother.
Yeah, up.
Thumbs up
and share. Thumbs up and share out the live, and please make sure that your subscription is active and that the alert bell is set to all. Y'all know YouTube can get squirrely. That's right. And salutes and thanks for hosting. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel. Reload the show, and when it ends, and leave a comment. It only takes a moment and it helps a lot. That is very true. And I always forget to remind everybody after my closing. So I will keep this up and make sure to remember it. But we've been going a little over 3 hours, and I'm
very intense show tonight.
Yeah, it's been a great show. We covered a lot of stuff, starting from Wizard of Oz to Jacob's Ladder to Total Recall. Going through a
Cheddar Island.
Yeah, it's Shutter Island, exactly. Then we
I
found
said
out
Cheddar.
some theories of Cheddar Island, and yeah. So it's been we had a great time being able to talk about then Truman Show, Dark City. Yeah, we
Last
we
Action
covered a
Hero.
lot of ground in the past 3 hours when really we should be covering like maybe 1 or 2 of these in 3 hours because we have a lot to say on each one of these. And
Yeah,
well,
that's
the
the thing.
Wizard of Oz took almost an hour to cover because I kind of went off rail. I went off rail for the Wizard of Oz.
But
I
I'm
had this
glad you did
conspiracy
because
theory.
I didn't know like I didn't know all of that stuff that you were telling me. It's gotten me really intrigued to read the actual books again.
Man.
I don't
if you
remember
look,
any
if
of
you
that.
read the Wizard of Oz, like I keep on saying, read the Wizard of Oz, not with a childlike mind, but read it and think about it as it being a psychological thriller.
Yeah,
read it with that.
I'm going to read it like I read the Dark Tower, series. But thank you everybody for being here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, everybody. Y'all are awesome, and I'm going to give the floor to Dutch Gradients, promote his channel and chill his stuff. What's going on? Do you have anything coming up soon? Tomorrow night we're going to be doing a movie night, and now that you're a member, you're more than welcome to be there and watch the movie with us on the panel.
I definitely will be. Monday, I'm going to be on Eclectic Goats channel. We'll be covering the very last episode of Harsh Realm, and we'll be going over the script for episode 10 that never got filmed.
Cool. Do you mind? I'm going to ask KJ, can you send me Dutch Gradient's channel? Or you know what? I'll just search for it and find it. And
I'm typing it in right now.
I'm gonna put it because can you put it in send it to my X account that way because I can't copy it from here so I can put it in my channel list to promote but yeah Dutch Gradient let's see
Dutch _Gradient
okay all right and Monday go and check out his what time is it on Monday?
It should be at 6
6. All right, cool.
6 o'clock Eastern. I'm sorry, Central Time. No. 6 Eastern time.
6. So 5 Central.
5 Central, 6 Eastern. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I think me and KJ are going to be doing another Turtles run. If anybody wants to join in on Shredder's Revenge and try to beat that on the gnarly mode, if y'all
got our butts handed, we got our shells handed to us.
We got our butts handed to us by Super Shredder at the end. Please, if y'all have the game, join us on Monday as well. Well, I'll plug my stuff at the end. And KG Cowboy Dan, what's going on with you, brother?
As the signal fades across the cameras and we all blink out in 1,000 years, remember this: somewhere beyond the limits of time, the sentient head in a jar named KJ Cowboy Dan, me, myself, the sentinel of time. Well, I will be broadcasting from the year 3020, reaching back through the ages and the cartoon realm just to talk to you guys. Join me on Friday nights with the one and only King Style. As soon as we can get back up and running on that show, the Cowboys and Kings podcast will be coming back soon. Join me and wonder about how we got here when it comes to all our favorite content, nerd stuff, cartoons, movies, and maybe even toys, comic books, who knows. Now, on the morning hours, 11 Central or I believe 8 o'clock a.m. if you're in the Pacific. Sorry, 11 Eastern, 8 o'clock if you're in the Pacific time zone in the morning. Join me for a morning dive and a coffee, where we will be talking this week about up and coming comic book releases, possibly a couple of local comic book conventions in different areas of our country. Also, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that we want to see come out with Marvel. There's a Dollar Bin Dan is going to be joining me as my co-host on Tuesday, as usual. On Tuesdays, Dollar Bin Dan will be joining, and he will also have some stuff he'd like to talk about and let us know about. Please, Tuesday morning, join us for that. It's going to be fun. And also, I am here as usual every Saturday night with the one and only Theta of Nerd Archaeology. Show him some love.
Rock on, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Y'all are amazing. We're going to be watching a movie tomorrow. I haven't planned the movie yet, but it's going to be something fun. We're going to have a good time as usual. And Monday night, like I said, we're going to be playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge and trying to beat the Super Shredder on gnarly mode. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to try and do a Transformers Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to do another chat and chill on some current events. Thursday, I'm going to be taking the day off because on Friday, I have to get up super early in the morning for work at 4 and working a 12-hour shift. So I will be trying to get as much rest as possible. But Friday, I will be doing another stream. Don't know what it's going to be about yet. It might just be a chat and chill. We might have a topic like we pulled out on Unbreakable, the trilogy yesterday. And then we're going to have another topic next Saturday. I have it scheduled, but I don't remember exactly what I had it planned for. Let me you know what, just I'll have it on Twitter. So everybody, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Down below in the description, there's plenty of ways you can support the channel with new merch. Make sure to go back and watch the stream that we had just done on preserving media and preserve, collect, own physical media forever, because Sony is trying to take that right away from us. And if they succeed, more companies are going to follow suit, and we want to make sure that that stops as soon as possible and gets back to being able to own physical media and get back to being able to have fun and just owning our own stuff again instead of renting it and having to buy it every 6 months. It's bullshit the way that they're treating it, but that's the way that my week's going, and I hope that you'll join me the rest of the week, and hope that you like the content that I provide here for you. Trying to do as much as possible to bring out as much content as possible for you, and I'm trying to do some more videos to put on my other channel to bring that up to a monetization, get that monetized in the partnership program as well. So thank you all for being here tonight. Y'all are amazing. I love y'all. Hopefully you didn't take the red pill tonight, because you don't know which reality you're going to wake up at tomorrow. You don't know whose life you're going to be living. You don't know who you're going to be tomorrow. But tonight, you know that you are you, and that you have had this experience with us, and having a good time learning about these films and this entire nerd archaeology channel. So preserve the lore until next time, because the dig never ends, everybody. And we're out. End of line, everybody.